guys aware that we almost see no titties in movies anymore, and we only see dicks? Hey, anybody notice this? Yes, I love titties. Big old titties.
What's up, you bitches? Look, all right, let me explain myself real quick. I'm sorry I'm late, all right? But I tend to be late. It's kind of like a tradition now that I've learned from Nick Ricada. And if you have any questions, Anna's joining literally at any second. But for right now, we got WickedVirtue. How you doing?
Hi, good. How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing
Hello,
so
Kat.
good. I'm doing so good because I have a delicious monster, freshly squeezed, non-paid advertisement. Have you ever had one of these, by the way?
Which flavors? I've had Monster, but it's been a while.
It's just the white one.
Just the white one with the white flavor. No,
Yes.
I've never had the white flavor.
Well, obviously, the white flavor is supreme and delicious. It's the best one easily.
I'll try it, and I'll make sure and let you know how.
Oh my gosh, it'll get to a point to where you'll have an IV like in your arm.
Oh no! Yeah. Well, I already do for coffee, so maybe switch it up a bit.
See, I don't drink coffee. So that makes sense. That makes sense. So everybody in the chat, real quick, give everybody an update. Fight Milk is happening. Don't forget about Fight Milk because WickedVirtue is doing Fight Milk along with everybody is probably doing it, but there's a bunch of people joining here in a bit. But as far as right now, it's going to be WickedVirtue doing Fight Milk.
On it.
So get the hell on it, doggone it. Make sure you guys lock the goofy ass stream. Torgo says late and gay. I appreciate you so much. So let me tell you guys how I ran across WickedVirtue real quick, and then I'm gonna let WickedVirtue tell me why that she's on this platform. Because, so I don't know what happened, but I was just on the main page of YouTube, like the main feed, like whatever they give you recommended, and you were just like in there. You were just on and so I just clicked it, and that was it. And that's and I talked.
It was like be friends. Damn it.
So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna bring you on my show when I do my ladies' night, which is funny that Cecil's gonna be on the ladies' night. So
maybe he'll have a wig.
Well, when I asked on Twitter who should I get for the ladies' night, when I asked on Twitter, immediately, like three people said Cecil, and I was like, what is this? Some kind of running joke that I don't know about yet? Like, what's going on? Thank you, Patrick T, by the way. He says, drink a White Claw, foo. Hey, WickedVirtue. I don't have any White Claw. Dude, I drank everything in my house, I think Saturday night. All of it. 100% of my house has been drunk through. I thought I had some whiskey left tonight, and then I went, and the whiskey bottle's on my nightstand, and it's empty.
So no, so you don't have anything for Fight Milk?
No, I have some awful-ass scotch.
Oh, I have some good rum. I'm ready.
Yeah, I wish I had some good rum, but all I have is Scotch. Yeah. Paul Blunt says best CAMELCAST. What? Why? How? Already? Damn, son. Damn. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. By the way, where's that? Yeah, let's do that. Billy Hatcher, you're now a mod, my friend. Thank you, Patrick T. I appreciate you. Get on it, doggone it. Carlos Morales, I love you. So tell me, what got you into content creation, and how long you been doing it and stuff?
It's been a few years. I took a little bit of a break, so it kind of took a hit like for my growth. But for the past, I want to say 2 years, I've been going strong, mostly on Twitch. But I really like YouTube. I've been doing a lot more YouTube, going live on YouTube. So I love playing video games, and I actually had friends that got me to do Twitch. So like, have you ever heard of Twitch? And I was like, what the hell is Twitch? When I didn't know what it was. I'm like, I only watched YouTube, and they're like, you should go on Twitch and play games. Like you'll be perfect for it. You talk a lot. Go get on there. I'm like, okay. So I started doing it. I really enjoyed it. And with YouTube, I actually edit my own videos and stuff, and I've been getting really into that. I love doing all that. So, and going live on YouTube is a lot of fun now too. I've done a few streams on here, got some podcast stuff going on, and I'm just really I'm just diving right in. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Well, that's a kick ass. See, like it was all like a learning I just randomly uploaded video one day, and then it just snowballed. So
there you go.
It continues to like evolve every day. Every day is different. It's wild. It's kind of what makes it fun, I guess. It's like refreshing because every
It
day is
is.
a wild, different experience. And then I started this show, and it's been so much fun just hanging out with people, meeting people, talking to people one on one.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun with it, and yeah, dude, I just can't wait to do more. Plus, I got racing stuff coming. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh,
But
that's cool.
speaking
You
of,
race cars?
yeah, it's like it's
Oh.
called the Grand National Series. It's like a minor NASCAR series.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
it's a lot of fun. Cars are loud and fast. Fun.
Boys like cars.
Oh yeah. Samantha says, "Happy Monday. Can't wait to see you at the race Saturday." Thank you, Samantha. I love you. I appreciate you. You're goated as hell. Where's that Star Wars girl? She's joining at literally any second. She said she was going to be like a few minutes late because she was wanting to eat some damn food, son. And I didn't even eat food. I actually skipped it.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I gotta get you a snack.
Yeah, I made food in my crock pot, or not my crock pot, my pressure cooker. And by the time it was done, it was 8:30. So I was like, I guess I'll go upstairs. So I just didn't eat it.
Aw.
I'll eat it later though. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, content creation's wild. But Twitch, man, I'm gonna tell you my problem with Twitch. Damn you. So my problem
Damn
with
you.
Twitch, I went there and I'm like, it's time. I'm gonna do some Twitch. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm finally gonna, put the ground down. And I was getting an average of 100 viewers every Twitch stream. So it was working out. It's going well, right? And then I did the thing where you apply for partnership, and of course they denied me immediately. So even though I hit all the metrics, now I understand, I get it that there is like a hazing process that they like to do.
Mhm.
Like there's a weird hazing thing where they just deny people like the first couple months just for shits and giggles, I guess. And then they apparently watch your social media to see how you'll react. It's like weird and creepy, and like it's like a fraternity.
Yeah.
So I was like, no thanks, I'm done. I'm never using Twitch again. And then Rumble messaged me because they saw me on Twitter talk about it, and they're like, hey, come to us and we'll put you on the front page, and and I was like, all right, shit. And that's what I did. And
Yeah. I should get on the Rumble grind.
well,
I've heard that it's
yeah.
good. Listen, Twitch really, I like being on Twitch. I do decent on there, but the whole partner thing, they kind of screwed creators over with that because now you used to get more revenue if you became partner, and that
Yeah.
was more incentive for people to get there. They don't do that now. They still take half, just like they do with affiliates.
Yeah, it's
So
gone. It's got like
it's basically like, oh, you want to be partner, you get a blue check mark and extra emote slots.
yeah,
That's
there
it.
is no point. I went like Rumble. I made more on Rumble monetarily. Obviously, like that's a big issue, when you're trying to do something,
Yeah.
for like for officially, use a lot of your 30 hours a week towards something, right? Monetarily, it's important, especially when you get to a level to where that's what you're doing for a living.
Yeah.
And I made, the first like Rumble month, I made like $3,000 on Rumble, and which is a lot, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Twitch, the 2 months I was on Twitch going as hard as possible, I made like $280. So if that tells you anything, it's just
Yeah.
I don't see a benefit for Twitch, and I have friends, dude, they will freaking square up, and I don't understand what it is. I'll be like, yeah, I think Twitch is garbage. I'm gonna be honest, and they're like, you just don't get it, bro. YouTube's garbage. YouTube's just so garbage, and it's like this weird. Twitch has this weird like community like superiority
Like a cult
thing.
following.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's like iPhone and Android, right? So if you have an Android, no one cares. Like so I have an Android. I don't care what phone people have, but there's this weird group of people that have only Apple products, and they will if you have an Android, it's like a big deal. They're like, oh,
I get that. 'Cause I
gross,
have a Pixel. My
gross,
friends will be like, "Oh, your phone sucks." I'm like,
gross.
"It actually doesn't, but just calm down,
Your
okay?"
texts are green.
I
Gross.
know, I
I'm like,
know. It's
you
funny
know,
to me.
it's like brand loyalty. Who has brand loyalty now? Like, God, it's 2023. All the brands are coming from the same freaking place in China. Like, what do you like?
You're
What's
right.
the point of brand loyalty? I love Apple. Why? I don't know. It's like maybe they'll give me free iPhones. They're not gonna.
No, they're not.
Damn it. Real quick, Vermin Infested says video games are a great stress reliever. Also, they help with critical thinking, which is why I don't have any critical thinking skills anymore because I haven't played a game in a while.
You gotta play the new Resident Evil remake.
I'm
So good. The puzzles will get you sharp.
I want to play it so bad, but I've been working on my car every single day, and
I'm into it, man. I love Resident Evil.
I finished it today, though.
There you go. You got to get it. It looks great. I never played the Resident Evil 4 like back in the day, so this is all new to me, and it's the remake, and it's beautiful. Leon does Spartan kicks. I'm all here for it.
Yeah.
He
So
whoops butt.
you didn't play Resident Evil 4 back in the day?
No, so it's new to me.
Real quick, I want to talk to my boy Holy Ozone in the chat. I love you, dude. Thank you for the first gold boy of the stream, Mr. Holy Ozone. He says, welcome to madness, Wicked Virtue. Thank you, Holy Ozone.
Hello.
Yes, everybody welcome. Wicked Virtue, please. Damn you guys. So I played Resident Evil 4 for the first time when I was 29. And I loved it. I still prefer old Resident Evil style, but I thought it was great. You know, it feels completely different in its own really nice way. But that being said, it came out in what, 2002, 2003, 4? Resident Evil 4, right?
4, yeah.
How old were you in 2004?
14.
14, 2004. Wait,
I had to actually think on that.
you were 14? I was 14 in 2004.
Oh my God, are we twins? No.
Wait, you're 33?
Shh, the secret. Chat, don't tell anybody.
Hold
Everyone
on.
thinks I'm 16.
What the fuck? I thought you were like 21. Damn, son.
Yeah.
God, what is that? What is your national, or what is your like race?
I'm Italian, Puerto Rican, and Irish. I'm a mixed mutt.
Interesting. Maybe
Listen,
it's
the Italian genes. I say it's that because my mom always looked great. She'd be like,
Yeah,
she was like 35, and cops would be like, "Why aren't you in school?" And she's like,
it's like
"I got
the
kids.
amalgamation of you're like a mutt. You're like a dog
I'm
mutt.
a mutt."
Yeah, that sounds real assholey, but I'm not meaning it in a bad way.
No, I just said that too. I said that the other day, and someone was like, "Did you just call yourself a mutt?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm mixed. Like, you know, a mixed mutt.
I mean, we're all technically mutts, but you're like a super mutt. Like
I'm a super mutt."
you're like just doing too damn good. Yeah, it's wild, dude. Because I definitely look 33. Now, granted, look, if I shave my beard, I look way younger.
But that's a good thing that you look, because there's people who are like 30 and they look old. It's really weird. Like, I feel like the 90s kids, some of us like just look really young, and then there's other ones that it just looks like, man,
Oh my god, dude,
you look 50.
there are people in my school. Well, so when I went to high school, we all went to high school. There are people from my high school, you know, that I'll scroll down Facebook once every freaking blue moon, and I'll scroll down a little bit, and it'll be like pictures of people from my high school. So yeah, out fishing today, and I swear they look like they're 65.
Yeah, I have friends
like,
that are a couple
"What?
years younger than me. Now, I don't know if it was like heavy alcohol drinking, because I like my wine and stuff, or like heavy cigarette smoking, but they're younger than me and they look like 10, 15 years older than me, like the crow's feet and all that already. And I'm like, "Ooh, girl."
Yeah,
Not trying to be mean, but I'm like, "Ooh, I don't know what happened."
There's a dude from my high school that was a grade below me. Okay, a grade below my hairy ass. And I saw a picture of him the other day, and he is completely bald and like has scraggly hair on the top bald spot, and is just got a gobbler, and he has like black like lines under his eyes.
Good genes, all I can say. I mean, there is a lot of guys. I know I've had friends balding in their 20s. I'm like, "You poor thing."
Wow,
But
man.
you know what? Hats also do that. I had my one cousin constantly wore fitted caps, always. Like, he'd just be sitting there playing the game in his house in like boxers, fitted hat. And I'm like, "What are you even doing?" And now his hairline is like, boop, way back there. It's like, "Oh, you shouldn't have did that."
Wow, dude. Like now, look, we all have receding hairlines. I have one right now. It's coming. It's coming. It's every day. I'm like, it's a little bit further back. You know, it's a little bit further back, and that's fine though, because you know, my dad and my grandfather, who I never met, both have just delicious hair. Like,
So
just
you're
fat.
fine. You'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Hopefully that means I'm not going to be boned. But dude, it is wild. It is absolutely wild how fast these people are aging. Now, granted, you said it was like maybe frequent alcohol. Maybe I didn't start drinking until I was 27.
Yeah, I didn't drink heavily. My friends were all degenerates, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go play games. Bye. You guys go get drunk on that hill. I'm gonna go, you know.
Get
I was a
drunk on that
nerd. I was a dork. So I was kind of a square. It's okay.
Yeah, it's I sent Anna the link, and she says it's not pulling up for some reason.
Uh-oh.
Here, I'll tell her I sent it on the thing on the thing. It's working for. All right.
StreamYard has been a little funky lately. I don't know if it's been like that for you, but me and a few of my friends have been having some issues with it.
Yeah, StreamYard, Rumble, everything's been crazy as hell today. But luckily, it worked for you, so hey, we're good. I sent it to her on Twitter. We'll see what happens. What happens there? But at any rate, yeah, people getting old as hell, and I don't know what's going on. And like I said, I started drinking when I was 27. And a lot of people, like Andrew in the chat, says I hardly drink alcohol. I hardly drink alcohol except on my birthday. And I drink. So when I first started drinking, this is crazy. I can't believe this link isn't working. It just keeps sending the same thing. Copy paste from the room. That's what I'm doing.
I definitely started drinking at 21. Like me and my friends went to we did the club scene and the bar hopping scene, but I got tired of that by like 25. They're still going. Good for them, but I'm tired.
Yeah. So when I first started drinking, I couldn't drink I felt like balls every day. So I would drink once, then feel like balls, drink once, feel like balls, drink once. So I just didn't drink very often. And then
the hangover.
There she is. Look at her goofy ass finally.
It finally worked.
I said the same thing over and over.
No, it was doing that thing where it just takes me to the StreamYard's homepage.
I think you just trolling me is what the hell's going on.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you're like, it doesn't work. And I'm just like, copy and paste this. And I notice that it's the same like URL every time. I'm like,
I don't know. It finally decided to work.
Thank you, Patrick T. Crow's feet are base. Patrick T, by the way, said something about the Mary Antoinette thing. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Stop. No.
Blackest Night says Bully Nick and re-uploading Friday show to Rumble. I don't know how you can get access to it after it goes off unless you are already recording it as a recording session. So I don't know how it's going to work, but he said he would. So we'll see what happens. So have you guys ever met before?
No, I just know. Obviously, I know of Anna. I think I love her. I love Anna. I think she's great. Her artwork and stuff. You are a freaking talented girl. I'm really excited to talk with you.
This is what.
No, I'm friends with Jay, so that's how I know Anna from Drunk.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You from the Full Aussie.
Yes, full Aussie. You got to come back on sometime.
What the hell's a full Aussie?
I'm awake.
Oh yeah, the time. Yeah. He said, "What the hell is a full Aussie?" I was telling you before the stream. That's what I go on. He said you're degenerate. I'm like, well, I stream with a bunch of Australians, so it's cool. I'm used to degeneracy.
Oh my gosh! So we were talking, Anna, but Anna's like 24 or something, but they're 27. I don't know how old she is. Shit. But
I want you to know I told him multiple times in person, and he was so drunk he doesn't remember.
Oh,
that seems to happen a lot. So yeah, oh my gosh, I was drinking Saturday. I was drinking Jack and Cokes, like Woodford Reserve, and I was pounding them bitches. And I like went up to stairs to lay down, but I like made another one, and I like went and laid down. And I didn't even drink the shit. I passed out. And I woke up the next day and walked, and there is just like a bunch of like black droplets all the way leading to my master bedroom of where I was just spilling this drink as I walked. It's hilarious. And
I thought that was going to turn dark for a minute, like you cut yourself or something. And you're too drunk. I didn't know where that was going.
No, man, dude, it's that time. No, I'm just leaking. No, it was
leaking.
Dude, it was fun. But yeah, I was sad because I drank all of it. But we were talking to Anna about
goodness.
And when I get on, Facebook, which is rarely, I'll scroll down the feed, right? And I'll see people I went to high school with, right? And they're so damn old looking. Like they look like they're 50, 60, right?
Oh no.
Is that something that you like deal with? Do you see that shit?
I think it's more so like a lot of people that gained a lot of weight.
Oh, well, yeah.
That too.
I saw a bunch of people from high school because the town that I live in every summer, they do like a big celebration for that movie American Graffiti because it's based on the town that I went to high school in. And so a bunch of us like met up to have drinks since everyone was in town anyway. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Oh my, see, that's why I refuse. Like I refuse. A person that I used to be a real good friends with, for the first time in like 10 years, posted a picture on Facebook, and I was like, oh, like it's just like, oh my God, like looking into the Ark of the Covenant, and I'm like, what the hell is going on, dude? And you know what it is? It's 70%. Thank God for you little two bitches, because you aren't part of the 70%. 70% of people in the US anyway is overweight. 70%. That's almost all of them. If it wasn't for you,
almost all of them, everyone's.
If it wasn't for you two, it would be 100%. Like, because now, granted, look, I'm probably considered overweight. I weigh like 189 or 190 right now. But I'm a thick boy, so I don't really listen to BMIs, because BMIs always say thick boys are overweight or based on their BMI, right? And yeah, dude, it's wild. Why can't people stop eating shit? right? And now you could be Anna.
We'll stop eating.
Yeah, Anna. Well, Anna can. She just doesn't matter what she eats.
Well, I like pizza and stuff. I mean, hey, I'm Italian. Pizza and pasta. That's my.
Oh, that's why you like it, because you're Italian. It's not just because you're
Just
human.
because I'm Italian, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the only reason.
I'm
No,
definitely.
I'm just
not
saying you
Italian.
can't take it away from me. I'll bite you. I can't go on like a keto diet or something. I need my bread.
I'm in
You
no
know,
way. I'm in no way Italian.
But you love
No way.
pasta.
Yeah, I'm in no way Italian at all, and I love pizza more than anything.
Yeah.
More
I'm
than
saying.
anything.
Well, you just got to be careful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't just eat a whole pizza all the time, every day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's my advice, guys. Just don't keep eating pizza all the time. Moderation.
So I eat it every day. Now I don't eat it currently every day, but if I could, I'd eat it every day, like every
Yeah.
single day. Like I would not stop. I would never relent. And I have a problem with portion control, man. Like, dude, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna eat like 30 slices. Fuck it. Because once I get down the first one, it's like I get drunk. You know, I'm like, fuck it. It's already too late to cut. And I'm just like, oh. And that's what I do. If I have one shot of anything, one shot of whiskey, it's over. I'm like, yeah, put it all inside me. Cheesecake, I don't give a damn. Cheesecake, freaking pizza, Coca-Colas, dicks. I don't give a damn. Once I start drinking, nothing else matters to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's so I shouldn't.
I shouldn't. Yeah.
No,
No, that's hard. You get the munchies when you go out drinking, especially when you go out and then there's, late night eats. That's what gets you in trouble.
Yeah, it's stupid because you're like, I just want to live my life. Well, so once you start drinking, because you can be straight edge, right? You're like, I'm a man, I got this. And then you drink a little and you're like, you know what? I want to enjoy life and have a good time, damn it.
I want that cheeseburger.
And then you're like, yeah, burgers and fries and shit. And you're just like, and then you wake up the next day and you're like, well, fucked all that up. And it's because the whiskey is delicious. Right? That's what it is, dude. I'm telling you. Did you ever wear that Vampirella cosplay at a con? I'll wear something similar to match you. Wicked. I know a Colombian girl who looks just like you. Did you wear a Vampirella?
Vampirella? No, I was in the process of making it, so I had to try it on to make sure everything was fitting. But no, I will never wear that out to a con.
Oh my God. Speaking of never wearing something out.
Oh, that would be probably pretty bad, huh? Vampirella. The guys.
Well, it's also that you got like creeper.
I mean, it's great, but the creeps, yeah.
Yeah, it's creepy. And then also it's like,
oh, it's just new, basically.
Sit in places, right?
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
Like,
yeah. So that's what I was about to say. I was about to say, and I had no idea this was the same thing. I almost put, so you posted a super thirst trap today, Anna.
I posted it a few days ago, but that was just like my progress of the costume.
And I was like, yeah, I almost made that my thumbnail, but it was too freaking grainy.
Nice.
Dude, if it would have been higher quality, I don't even know if you'd have noticed. But I was just gonna have you just naked on my thumbnail.
Oh my
no.
Oh.
Well, it's funny because that's a swimsuit, so I'm like, that's something that you can buy on Amazon, and I mean, it's funny. It's like if you're not like in front of a pool, then everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're basically naked." But if I was standing in front of a pool, it'd be fine.
Yep. Yeah. You know what? I think women should be able to wear bathing suits. And they just should be just normal clothes, and they can wear it everywhere.
Yeah, just like evening wear.
I'm like totally for this. Like,
yes,
it's like the free the nipple bullshit. And I'm like, no one is against this. Like we should be allowed to show our tops. And I'm like, I think we all agree. Who's stopping you? Like, why are we doing this?
Do
please.
it.
Please, for the love of God. Like, I'm totally for this. And then movies come around, just like my intro, and there's no titties anymore. And now we can't show titties because it's objectifying women. And I'm like, but 2 years ago, you were just saying you wanted your titties out. And now you're saying you don't want your titties out anymore. Can you decide which titties that I can see, please?
Well, it's funny. Like, if you turn on any movie from the 80s, there's just going to be a random scene with boobs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
We just had never. We were talking about the Breakfast Club because it was like the day that they were supposed to be in detention a few days ago. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. And then we were talking about Molly Ringwald and how he had never seen another one of her movies. So I was like, you got to watch 16 Candles. So we watched it. And I forgot that there's the scene of like the chick that's dating the boy that she likes naked in the gym. And they're just watching her shower.
Yeah.
And he was like, whoa, she's completely naked.
Yeah, dude. It was like the first time I ever watched Porky's, and they look through the little hole, and there's just like 90 naked chicks and their bushes out. And I'm just like, woo, like, at that age. And it's weird, actually, because I never really thought about it at the time, but like those movies take place in like high school. And so these girls technically, now none of the actresses were underage, but technically, like the characters are all like 16-year-old girls, and they're all just butt ass naked the whole time. And we should bring that back.
What about Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Oh,
yeah, dude.
There's so much nudity and sex in that movie.
I love it, dude. I love that shit. There was one, I can't remember which one. There's just so many. Maybe there was like a murder movie where there was somebody killing all the kids at the school and no one knew who it was. And every other scene, it was just somebody was just getting like just banged.
That's how the slashers used to be. It was like, if you have sex, you're gonna get killed. Jason's gonna get you. That's how they all used to be. I like the campy slashers though. I like the old school horror a lot.
Same, because like Anna said, you get titties the whole time, and they're fake.
Every movie in the 80s, there's boobs.
They're like swollen and fake. You're like screaming, and you're like, I just want to poke it with a needle. So it explodes. It kind of gives you the bubble wrap sensation, and also you get to see titties. And everybody back then was in shape, man.
Even like the random like B-level ones. I remember my older brother who was born in the 80s, his 6th birthday, my dad recorded over it with some like what t-shirt contest from some movie. We were watching it and we're sitting there like, oh cool, like you're about to blow out your candles. Oh, boobs. Cool. My dad was like, I didn't do that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure that it was someone else. Yeah, it wasn't you. My brother was so mad, but at the same time, he was like, this is a great story. Keep it.
That reminds me of when I grew up in the trailer park, right? And I remember going like 90 trailers down, and there was my friend Bobby lived there. Some other kid
remembers the number 90.
Yeah, it was 90 exactly. And there was a bunch of kids. There was a bunch of kids that lived in that little trailer park. And Bobby lived at the very end. And I remember going down to his house or his trailer, when I was 12 or 11. And he's like, bro, I found my dad's tapes. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about, tapes? And I was like 12, right? Or 11. I've never seen anything. And he pops this tape in, and it was the first time I ever saw like a hairy erect penis. And it was like, he just popped in, and it was like boom, like, and then the chick's just like glot and just puts it in her mouth. And I'm just like, oh my God, what's happening? Like, I could not freaking fathom what I was watching at the time. It was crazy.
You were so innocent back then,
dude. It was awesome though. Like, it was like waking up for the first time and realizing that this is because
you a man.
In the back of your mind, I got this thing between my legs for a reason, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And then you finally see the reason, because like we all have that, right? You learn eventually, like what the reason for this is, and you're like, oh my God, that's what that's for. Holy shit. I can't wait to do that.
Well, I don't think me and Anna know because we don't have one, but I'll take your word for it.
I mean, like
the girl version of it.
Yeah.
It's not a vagina. Like at one point you were like, holy shit, there's shit goes in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Holy hell, so you eventually learn. Right, real quick, Billy Hatcher says, what does WickedVirtue think about pineapple on pizza?
I'm not for it. No, thank you.
I was going to remove you from the.
I say, yeah, you just.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I used to I worked at a pizzeria for a really long time, and it actually didn't get ordered as much as you'd think. But when I had to make it, I was just like, ugh.
I hate people so much. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I hate people.
It's the sauce and the pineapple that gets me. Like, why? I don't get why that's a good combo. But hey, it's just on you. If you like it, you like it.
This is what happens. This is what happens every time. Does everybody know your real name, by the way?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone knows I'm Amanda.
Okay, cool. Because I keep wanting to call you Amanda, and I'm like,
No, it's good. It's cool.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I got it on my profiles.
This is the thing. All right, I'll be at a damn party or some shit. We're all drinking, we're sipping, and it's going well. And they're like, bros, you guys want some pizza? And obviously everybody's like, right? And then like we're too drunk to care. And then the pizza shows up, and we're all jazzed, right? And then it's like 3 large pizzas, and you open the first one, and it's like grilled chicken buffalo ranch pizza, and you're like, okay, that's okay.
Not ranch.
Let's move that to the side. And then you open the next one, and it's freaking pineapple, and you're like, uh-oh. And then you open the next one, and it's pineapple again, and you're like, you all fucked me. Like,
how do you not get pepperoni? That's like a go-to. You gotta have pepperoni or steak pizza. Have you ever had a steak pizza?
Dude, they put some ground beef on that bitch, put some freaking bacon on it, put something on it other than some freaking pineapple. What the hell's wrong with you bitches? Like, oh my gosh, I hate that shit. I will leave the party right away. I don't even care if I'm drunk. I'll get in my car. Give me my keys. I will wreck right now in front of God and everybody. Freaking pineapple on pizza should be killed. It really should be against the law. Oh my God, look at Outlaw 2. He said everything in moderation, but Mio and everything, right, Anna? There's got to be a time in your life, Anna, where you're like, you know what? I don't want this anymore. There's got to be a point.
I used to drink Mio, I felt like I was gonna have a heart attack, so I had to stop. But it does taste so good. I like the cherry one.
Wait,
and
what?
the fruit punch one.
What's in
Well,
Mio?
it's
The
not
energy.
the caffeinated one. Like,
Yeah, the caffeinated
I
one is
feel
what I used
that
to
when I'm drinking and my heart starts racing, I'm like,
Yeah.
I start getting the jitters.
I love
But my thing is, if I drink certain drinks, I'll start getting sleepy. So then I'm like, okay, I'll put the caffeinated one, but I like to mix them. But I finally found a drink that I don't need Mio for. And I was like, oh, this is cool. It's a whole new world.
Wait, hold on. What is it?
It's the new Smirnoff Ice, but like the I don't know. I can go grab one in a minute. I'll show you.
Okay. So I can't just order this because I was gonna be like, I can order you something and you won't ruin it. But I don't think
You can order out at a bar.
well, if it's new, they ain't gonna have that shit.
Yeah.
I went to somewhere recently. I was doing the live show in Vegas with Nick, and I was like, "Can I get a White Claw, sir?" Because if I drink whiskey, look, I prefer whiskey over everything. But if I drink whiskey and I start drinking at 7, by 9 I'm fucked. So to make it to like 1 a.m., I drink White Claw. Because I'll drink like 9 of them, right? And I'll slowly drink them for like hours, and I'll get pretty good by 1 a.m. or 12. But they didn't have it, and they had these things called Trulies, and they were not even kind of as good. They kind of tasted like beer, and I was sad because I hate beer more than anything. I hate it. Yeah. See, what about you, Amanda? You hate beer?
I can't. It's not that I hate it. It's that I guess it depends on the kind I drink. I feel like real full, and then I don't want to drink.
Yeah,
more of
it makes me feel like I'm like I can feel all the juice in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like I feel like full and fat and bloated for some reason. It's just gross. Steph LL, by the way, this beautiful woman says, if thick boys are wrong, I don't want to be right. Thank you, Steph, for the first delicious pink boy, getting us about a fifth of the way to Fight Milk already. Thank you, Outlaw 2, by the way, in your in the locals chat. I love you so much, dude, for your $20 tippy tip. I appreciate the tip, just the tip. Let me get these 2 orange boys that have disappeared from my feed. Come back, please. Nolan, look at this bitch. I love you, dude. Appreciate you so much, Nolan. You're goated as hell. And Patrick T, I knew this was coming. He says, this seems like a good time to talk about Mary Antoinette. There's literally nothing. Thank you. I appreciate you. She said she would only do it for a $250 super chat to me.
I did not say that.
Not even her. I don't know why she would say this. This is weird to me. I was like, damn, you want me to get money? Damn, man. Thanks. That's a joke, everybody. Oh. But yeah. So what's your preferred drink, Amanda?
It depends. I really like margaritas and mojitos. Really. I love them. That's my favorite. And then I like wine.
Wine? So you're a wine girl.
Sometimes if I'm not trying to be like super full and I just want to get drunk, I'll drink just tequila with lemon.
Oh gosh. That's like what Venti does. So Brittany is like allergic to everything.
Oh.
So like, and corn is like a big one because that's in everything. So she can't have like mixed drinks. So we went out drinking and she's like, can I just have tequila and lime? And I'm like, oh my God.
It's rough. It's rough, but I do it sometimes.
And I was like, oh.
Yeah. So there was a time period where I was drinking whiskey. And I was hanging out with girls off Tinder, and they would come over and I'd have whiskey. But for some reason, a lot of girls didn't drink whiskey. So I switched to 1800 tequila. And every girl would drink it I guess it's clear. It seems like better for I don't know. Girls are weird. But yeah, and they would drink that shit. And I drank it for a long time, but I had to get out of it and go back to whiskey because I don't know. I just didn't care for it enough. And I only used to drink Jack. And then I started getting Woodford Reserve, and it's like awesome. And I'm like, this is way better. And it's probably Nick's fault because he keeps feeding me really expensive whiskey. And now I can't get Jack because it tastes like balls. And I'm like, damn, what happened? He ruined my whole trailer parkness. I've been drinking it for years too. So,
do you like bourbon?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what killed me the other day. I drank an ass ton of it and blacked out and threw up everywhere. It was great. It was the first day in Vegas. I was sitting there in the suite, and I was sitting on the couch, and Nick was sitting like right in front of me. And I drank 4 glasses of this bourbon, and I mean small tumbler glass, small. I drank 4 of them, and I was just sitting there minding my own business, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm about to black out." So I got up real fast and went to the bed, and I laid on the bed, and then I opened my eyes, and it was hours later, and I projectile vomited off the bed.
Oh, how bad did that room smell?
Well, I didn't even notice. I went back to sleep.
Oh
was
God.
good. And then the cleaning ladies, they came and took care of it, so it was good. It all worked out. But I've never got a suite like that in my life, and you have to like tip everybody. They'll like stand there and be like, "Give me a tip." Like I have people come up. Like when you get one of those suites, people like are like at your every beck and call for some reason. So they'll send people up to do whatever. They'll just send like chefs up, all these people, and every time somebody would come up, they'd be like, "All right, we're finished," and they're like, "Okay, cool, thanks," and they just stare at you. And they're like, "So
hand out like
yeah," they're like, "Is there anything else, sir?" And I'm like, "No," and then they left.
Do you do a thing like Home Alone? Just give them your gum.
No, they left, and then like Nick was like, "Bro, you're supposed to tip them." And I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, you got to tip every time." And I'm like, "What the fuck? I had no idea." Like, I had not a clue. So I started tipping them.
In your food.
Yeah. Then he looked pissed too. The first guy looked real pissed, and I was like, "I had no idea. Like, I didn't know I was supposed to do that shit." Yeah, it was a wild time, and you missed it, Anna. Damn you.
I know. I got home and I was like, "Oh, I'll come," and then you're like, "We're leaving tomorrow."
You were my first choice. You remember the time you complained that you were my second choice? You were my first choice for Vegas.
Yeah, I know, but you just happened to plan it last minute, and Chrissy had given me a year's notice that she was coming to California.
I was like I only gave you like 3 weeks or some shit. But yeah, it was so much fun, and I'm so excited because I know you're probably doing some cons this year, I'd imagine. I'm definitely doing Matsuri because it's great. And there's a lot of guys coming from overseas. Critical Drinker is going to be there. I talked to him about it today. So yeah, I'm so excited. So excited.
I know, I booked everyone, so I'm very aware of everyone that's going.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really excited. Wait, you already booked me on that?
Yeah, you retard.
What? So hold on. Do I get a thing now with my face on it?
I don't know.
Give me a damn face thing.
I'll get everything situated. I just got the people that run it haven't gotten back to me in months, and I'm like, they emailed me right after I talked to them at Matsuri, and I was like, I get it, it's some time away, but now I'm like, you gotta get back to me because I'm coordinating with all these different people. But we'll see. I'm going to so many weddings this year. One of my best friends from high school, randomly, she's like, "Oh, I'm getting married in June." I was like, "That's in a few months." And then somebody else is getting married, and it's just, oh my gosh.
You know what I do in those situations, Anna? I just say no, and I don't go.
That is my oldest friend. Like, if I were to ever get married, she would be my maid of honor. So I'm like, I can't blow off that wedding.
The issue for me is most of my friends are male, right? And when they get married, I know they're gonna get divorced within a year or two. So it's fine. Like, I don't have to go because I don't want to go to all of them. Dude, every one of my male friends have been divorced like 5 times. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going anymore. Done. How about you just stop dating? Like, stop falling in love? Because now you guys, actually, this is a great thing I want to ask you guys, because you guys will know probably better. But every one of my dude friends, with the exception of one, every girl that they hang out with, they fall in love with immediately and want to marry. And they keep doing this same cycle, and then they'll get a divorce, and then 2 weeks later they're dating another girl, and they're like, "God, she's so amazing, I love her." And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is that something that you encounter? Like, do you encounter guys that are like, "Oh my God, I love you, Amanda, you're so great"? Like, do you guys encounter that shit all the time? I know Anna does, because it's in her email.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Just guys simping and like, I would do anything for you.
It happens, yeah.
And I don't.
DMs could be a wild place.
Girls don't want that though. Like, they don't want men to do everything for them or like treat them like princes. They just want to be treated like humans. I think Anna agrees with this.
I do.
You do.
I 100% do. Well, I like it. I'm a lot like my dog. You know how you say like people like they're humans, or the humans and the dogs like match each other? Me and my dog have kind of the same personality. We want attention. We want to be told how pretty we are. We want treats. We want like our belly rubs, like that kind of attention. And then we want to be left alone for however long until we're ready for attention again. And so that's kind of how I am. Like, I need my alone time, but I do like my attention.
So, okay, here's a scenario, Anna. So let's say your guy is like, "Oh my God, I love you," and just keeps like, just every day is just like, "I love you," compliments.
There's a really big factor. How hot is this guy?
Well, use your own situation is what I'm saying.
Oh, with Peaches, well, that's different. I've been with the guy for almost 7 years now, so obviously I like the way he looks. But no, there's a meter on how much you'll put up with that from a guy. If the guy's just met, you're gonna just go away, you know. But if he's really fucking hot, then you'll be like, "Oh, okay." You know, you
Yeah,
can deal.
with Henry Cavill. You're like, you know what? You can just love on me.
You annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah, I don't like. So there's been some times where I'll be hanging out with a girl, and she gets so affectionate, like over the top affectionate, and she's like attached to me like a spider monkey, like every time we hang out. And I'm like, look, damn you, like I'm not into this. Like I don't like cuddling. I don't like any of that shit. So like I can do it every now. Like I understand that every now and then a girl, you know, she wants to be like held and snuggled a little. But like 12 hours a day, I'm like, dude, get off me. I got to do shit. Get away from me. And like they take it personal. I'm like, nah, dude, I just don't want you on me. Like I'm tired of you being right here in my face, you know? So I don't like it. What about, is that something you like, Amanda? You like a guy that's just smothery as hell?
Not smotherly. No, I agree with Anna on that. It's like I'm one that, you know, give me the attention, but don't just be up my butt 24/7. Go do something. Give me my space. Let me do my thing.
Yeah, I think anal sex 24/7 would be awful. Actually, so like, that sounds like it being in a Chinese camp or something. Now, granted, if it was China, it wouldn't be that bad. You wouldn't really feel much. But if you were like in Zimbabwe and oh, dude, that would be awful. God, could you imagine? I don't even know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Patrick, by the way, says try paying your friends to not invite you to their wedding. That's what I'm going to start having to do. Actually, you know, it's really easy for me. I just say no. I'm just like, nope, I will not be there. Actually, I just say nothing. That's what I do. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your text, man. Too late. Not going.
6 months later, just saw this. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 6 months later. Oops. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, totally. Dude, congratulations. I know you just got a divorce, so that sucks. But great. It's already been 6 months.
Well, like a few years ago, like all of Peach's friends were getting married, so we went to like 5 weddings in 1 year. And it was insane, but I don't mind because I like traveling. But now it's my turn to drag him to weddings. So he's just like, whoa, some of these weddings are literally a weekend apart and they're on different sides of the country. And I was like, remember when we drove to Santa Fe, New Mexico, and then we went to another wedding like the next weekend? Now it's your turn to come with me to all of these weddings. I'm like,
no. God, I don't remember who it was. I had this girl I was hanging out with a lot. And she was like, hey, one of my friends, or I think their stepdad, or I don't freaking remember, was getting married. And they're like, you should come. And I was literally like, nope. And I was like, yeah. Nope. I was like, I don't do weddings. Sorry. I don't do weddings. And they're like, oh, okay. And that was it. And I got away with it. Like it was over. And we still hung out. There was still a pisser smash and it was great. But like, no, it's not happening. Like and it's not, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just jaded, you know, because I'm also a divorced man. Maybe that has
that could do it. Yeah, I'm sure that has something to do with it.
Yeah, I'm jaded, so I don't want to be there watching. I forever will be through sickness and poor, and I'm like, that's bullshit. All that's bullshit. None of this is true. Because as soon as somebody loses interest, or Amanda starts a new job and she starts clicking with this dude over here, she's like, you know what? I haven't felt these butterflies in my stomach for 6 years. I think I'm going to leave you. And I'm like, oh, cool. Aww. That's great. I guess I'll just die. You know what I'm saying?
Was your wedding at least fun?
No. Well,
it
wasn't one of those things. Like, I've never been the type of person that's like, I'm going to spend 10 grand. Like, I'm just,
it's too much.
I got married in like a park with like a waterfall, and like my family came, and that was it. It was just
cute.
There was like, I got, I put a suit on, and then there was a lady there that did the thing, and then that was it. It was over.
There's a lady
I have to ask, because this is probably going to be the gayest thing you ever tell us. How did you propose?
I don't remember.
Come on.
It wasn't sexy or anything. It wasn't romantic. How
did you do it?
This is Alabama.
I don't care. How did you do it?
I think I was driving home, and she was in the passenger seat. And I was like, hey, you want to get married Tuesday? And she was like, yeah. And that was it. It was really boring. Like, it was really laid back. And maybe that's why she left, because I wasn't the type. I'm not that romantic, cuddly dude. I'm just not. I'm just like, bro, I'll tell you what I want. Let's do this. That's why I don't fake anything. I feel like all like nice gestures where you leave each other notes, you do this and this and this and this. Like, I feel like that's all disingenuous and fake. Like, I just will treat you like a human being. And if I like being around you, specifically you as a human being, I will have a good time, and we'll have a good time. We'll laugh and cut up. But I feel like all this, like, I feel like leaving notes around and flower petals and bullshit and light candles, I just feel like that's all disingenuous, because that's what men think women want. And they might, but that's because it's a feminine thing.
It's a mystery why you're single.
No, it's not masculine to light candles, Anna. Like for me, you can light candles all day. You like your little goofy dog being coddled and shit. Like you can light the candles, but I can't light the candles, man. You know, I'm too busy being. I'm covered in brake dust and shit. I've been under my car. I can't light no candles. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like foreplay. I don't even want to do any of that either. Get away from me. Don't breathe on my ear.
Again, mystery why you're single.
You an ear breather? I bet you are. One of those
ear breathers.
Don't put your mouth on my ear. I swear to God. All right. God, girls are gross ass. No. Just get ready. You can do what you want. I'm gonna go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's not true, actually. I'm totally into all that stuff. But just no cuddling. Don't you touch me. Don't look into my eyes either. I swear, if you look into my eyes, I'll be like, nope, I'm leaving.
Well, that is the thing. You don't really like to make eye contact with people.
Yeah, I don't know why. No, you
do that. We would be having conversations and you'd look off and I'm like, am I boring? Like what's over there?
Well, yes. And also like, I don't know. I was probably drunk and I was looking in other places, attention deficit disorder. And also my husky does it. And do you think he's weird? No, he's great. If I look at my husky in the eyes, his eyes will immediately divert. It's like, nope, no thanks. Not looking at you. Look at Steph. She said boo. What do you mean boo? Boo what? You have a problem with me not rubbing your toes? All right. I don't need to do nothing. All right. If you are not a slobbery pocket right away, then I ain't interested. Steph, damn it. I'm kind of joking though. I'm just joking. Come on. I just don't want to cuddle is all. Aaron Howell says a proper relationship requires proper amounts of foreplay. Women aren't always about jumping right into things. Aaron, for one, you are a man saying this. You should be ashamed. And two, I don't treat women like lawnmowers. All right. I'm not pulling the drawstring to try to get them going. Okay. If you want something, come on now. If not, let's watch a movie. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm all about. Because
watching movies.
The reason I say this now, look, dude, don't get me.
You so hardcore.
No, Anna, stop. Don't get me wrong. All right. You might misconstrue what I'm saying. If a girl, if there's a girl there and she walks over, she lays on me, she's kissing on my face, and I know, things are going to go down, like I'll lean into it a little, but I'm not going to walk up to a girl while she's laying there and then try to like finesse her to try to get her to do things with me. Cause I don't treat it as like a transactional thing or currency. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to try to, what I'm saying? It's weird. I don't want to make it weird. I like it to just be like natural.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, I guess. But sometimes girls like that. Maybe she's ready to get frisky, but she's just chilling. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anna, not me. I ain't doing it.
The opposite.
No, she's not. She said sometimes.
She's like, I'm touching you so hard for not sucking toes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about something else. Never mind.
No, I mean, it's got to be compromised somewhere.
Well, Anna, you don't want. Okay. Here's the scenario, Anna. You're laying there, all right. You're in your undies. Your ass is looking fat, and then like you're sitting on the bed, right? But you're not into the thing. And then your guy comes over and he starts biting.
Why
your
am
ass
I not into the thing?
Because you're just not. This is the scenario, damn you.
You're just not.
You're just That's why. At this point, sometimes girls aren't into it, and sometimes guys aren't either. And then he goes over and he starts biting on your ass cheeks and stuff, and kissing on your lower back and stuff. And if you're not down, and he keeps pushing a little, and then you're like, oh fuck, I feel bad. I guess I'll just let him poke me. But then it feels disingenuous, right?
I know what you're saying.
Sex is sex. I don't really. I don't know.
I guess that kind of depends. Like if you've been with someone for a long time and it's like you're not in the mood, they're not gonna take it, too hard. It's like, okay, fine.
Well, the only time that I'll ever be like no is if I'm dead asleep and I get woken up. I am the embodiment of Satan if you wake me up. I hate being woken up. I have terrible insomnia, so it's hard for me to fall asleep. And so if I get woken up, I'm like, I will kill you.
So
I understand that. I'm the same way.
So what you're saying is,
I don't like
if
it.
your ass is looking fat and like it's poking out of the covers because you kind of like want to be warm, but also you want to be cold a little. You get that breeze on you, and like your man sees your ass hanging out, and he's like, "All right, dude, I'm gonna go slap that a little." And your sleep, you'll be pissed, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well,
he's got he knows what he owes me if that's the case. If he wakes me up, he has to make me ice cream the next day.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
I won't
something
get mad.
way sexier instead of making ice cream.
No. He's got to make me a ice cream that takes a long time to make, and that's what he owes me. But we've been together for a very long time, so he already knows. I'm like, he doesn't like making me this ice cream, but he's got to make it, and he's got to make it the right way if he's going to wake me up. So
Transactional. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Compromise.
Yeah.
Transactional.
So now you're like, dude, look, if I pull my drawers off, you got to make me ice cream, and that's weird. I mean, it's not weird for you, but like, it's weird for me.
Weird.
Well, no, only if he wakes her up.
Yeah, but then he chose his destiny there. Is what I'm saying.
He did. He picked the
He
path.
chose his adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just want it to be all natural. Snafu says Lady Anna gets prettier every day.
Thank you.
I feel like that's actually not how that works, but it's Cha. It's Cha says
Chewy.
it's Chewy. Oh, I just can't read apparently. Gotta show mad love to Wicked Virtue. She's freaking stunning and cool. Sup to everybody in the chats. How you doing,
Hi,
baby?
Chewy.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. There's been times, man, where I wasn't into it, and I just say no. I'm like, no, thanks, and they're like, what? And then of course, it goes to the mental aspect of everything. It's like, oh no, it's like he hates me. He thinks my ass cheeks aren't fat anymore, and I'm like, no, it's just I just wasn't into it, man. I made stomach pancakes earlier today, and I'm not interested, in clapping a cheek or two, especially when it feels forced. All right. And a lot of people don't think men are like that. They're like, no, bro, you're always on. And I'm like, no, I'm not. No. Okay.
I think you're strange.
Now, look, don't get me wrong. If I have a chick, she comes and stays the night, and I walk past my room and her ass cheeks are hanging out and they are looking mighty fine, dude, it's rough. Because I'm like, dude, I'll wake her up. You want a cheese quesadilla? You know what I'm saying? See where her head is, She wants a cheese quesadilla. I go make a cheese quesadilla, right? I bring the cheese quesadilla to her. It forces her to wake up. She eats it, juicy and cheesy, And then I can start. I'm like, okay, she's awake now, so I can start nibbling on her ass and see what happens. So
That sounds kind of transactional, though.
It does. Yeah, you're giving me shit for the ice cream thing. You're making a quesadilla.
No, it's not transactional.
You're bribing her with a quesadilla. You're playing mind tricks. This was strategic. There was nothing natural about this.
The cheese quesadilla was to wake her up. It wasn't to buy her love. The ass bites are the love. Speaking of ass bites, Cecil.
Hey,
wow, what an intro. Hi.
You sound like you're on an Air Force base in the 60s.
I am.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Cool.
No, I'm driving through Ohio right now.
What the hell are you doing in Ohio?
I'm driving through it.
Oh, where are you headed?
Chicago.
What are you doing in Chicago?
I got to sign comic books, and then I'm going to the Comic-Con on the weekend.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, so you're signing comic books. Is this the book that you finally delivered?
Yeah.
Oh, damn! It's like a myth. It's like the myth is finally coming true.
It's happening.
Oh my God!
Do I sound like shit or?
Yes.
You sound like shit, but it's like not super shit.
Cecil, you always sound like shit.
That is true.
But no, I thought you said I always look like shit.
That too.
Thank you, Helena, by the way. Yeah, I don't know where you're going, Cecil, but I'm going to Matsuri, of course. So I'm going to Matsuri, and I'm going to Japan in October. And I should be going to Europe as well, but I'm definitely going to Japan, definitely going to Matsuri. And I don't know where else. I got a bunch of races and stuff. And then I think I'm going to the Southeast Game Exchange as well, which is in South Carolina. So those are all the places I'm going to be. And the Japan one I'm real excited for.
Well, we're going somewhere in September. I don't think that's public knowledge. But September we're going to.
Oh, well, I'll be at the September thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All right. I'm
going
going to Tampa.
Cancun this year. I've decided.
What's that?
I said I'm going to go to Cancun this year.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
What's in Cancun?
Fun.
The beach and alcohol and Mexico.
You live on the beach, don't you? Or don't you live close to a beach?
Yeah, but I want to leave the country. I've never been to Mexico.
Really?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, because I was going to plan a trip. I was talking with Kristen and some people to do and Biggins and a couple other, and they want to do Cancun next winter. I figured we go visit Nina.
You should just go to Japan with me. There you go.
All
What
right.
are you going to do in Japan?
I don't know.
Japanese girls.
Yes. So I'm going. Well, Andrew, Legal Mindset, he was like, let's meet up in Japan in October. And I was like, well, sounds like a great plan to me. So that's what I'm going to do.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to be drinking, just getting smashed, running through a bunch of little goofy Asian girls. It's going to be great.
You gonna go to the Universal over there in Japan? Universal Studios?
I doubt it. I will probably be too drunk.
I'll be too drunk, yes.
That's what I do on vacation. I go to the nearest bar and just drink, and then I go to different bars every day. I see nothing. That's all I do.
Do you like sushi at least?
No.
Oh my God.
He's just going to Japan to get drunk.
Yeah. I want to see the things. I want to see.
You can do that in Alabama.
I already do that in Alabama. They have sushi in Alabama too, Cecil. And even like an Asian dude makes it. You can go to the sushi place right now and there's an Asian guy standing there and he makes it for you.
Yeah, but that guy was born in Alabama.
No, he can't even talk English. He has no English on him. What do you think you think he's faking it?
He's faking it. He's got a fucking he's got a southern accent like you. Right.
He's just faking that shit just to sell some more authentic damn grossness. Well, see, I'm allergic to shellfish, so I can't have like a lot of things, and I just avoid fish altogether at that point.
You're gonna die in Japan. Their entire diet is based on like shellfish.
That's why I'm gonna be like, hey, don't bring me the shellfish, Cecil. They'll speak a little English, but no shellfish. Oh,
they're like, yes, extra shellfish. We understand.
Extra dies immediately.
Bring that man extra shellfish. You want extra shellfish?
No one ever orders the extra shellfish. Just sprinkle on some more crab guts. Dead immediately. I'll blow up like a damn fish, man. I'll be like a puffer fish, just fat as hell.
Oh my God, I would be fucking scared out of my mind going to Japan if I had a seafood allergy.
I'll just go to the McDonald's. Go to the Japanese McDonald's. Pick up girls.
Like I said, maybe you could save the money and just stay in Alabama and get drunk and go to McDonald's there.
But there's no Japanese women in Alabama.
So come to New York. There's a bunch of Japanese chicks there.
Oh, but were they born in New York? See, we're back to the square one.
No, we got real Japanese.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, I'll just go to New York instead. Now, can I go
So the Asian chicks that are born in New York have fatter asses than the ones from Asia because they got the American diet.
Oh, yeah, they have the American diets, and also they're getting
they're like the souped up Asian chicks.
Souped up. They're like the V8.
They got like aftermarket parts and stuff.
They got the BBLs, baby. God, those BBLs are delicious looking, man, and they look natural as hell. Like, well, depending on where you get them.
I don't even understand why are girls paying for fat asses? Isn't everybody fat anyway now?
Yeah, everybody's already fat.
Like every girl's got a fat ass right now.
Yeah, but it's like
we got to go to Brazil and get it.
But it's not sexy.
Up more? No,
it looks like it smells bad. It doesn't look sexy.
No, it really does look weird. It looks bizarre.
Yeah, and the fat chicks, yeah, you can smell them from a mile away. No, there was that one, you know the story, Cecil. I had a night where I was supposed to hang out with this girl, and then I had a backup, and both of them canceled, and I was like kind of sad. I was like, I'll just drink, and hang out by myself. And
that's what Grindr is for, isn't it?
Yeah, I got banned off that shit. And this one girl, dude, luck of the stars. Okay, it was like the stars aligned, right? And this girl messaged me, and she's like, "Bro, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Nothing." She's like, "You want to hang out?" And my two girls had canceled, so I was like, "Well, I guess so." Little did I know, I hadn't seen her in like 6 months. Little did I know, she gained like 80 pounds.
Oh no!
She came from the house, and she is a straight up certified level 76 tier, loaded to the brim, freaking ham planet. And like it's,
wait, hold on.
It's a ham planet. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
What is it? The dead of winter?
I don't remember. Probably, but
because if it was the summertime and you got 80 pounds overweight, that's a lot of sweat. But if you're freezing, was your heat broken and it was February? Because that's helpful.
Yeah, so it probably was. I think it was.
Some understanding there. Cecil, was that your excuse as to why you got morbidly obese?
No, I just like I like ice cream.
I like ice cream.
So does Anna.
Anna, you're just pissed. You can't call me fat anymore.
You still are fat.
Damn. You know, well, we found out that you can buy Anna's sex with ice cream. There's just going to be people coming up
Homemade,
with ice cream.
homemade.
I've had ice cream with Anna before. I didn't get any sex. What the fuck are you talking about?
You were supposed to.
When did you ever eat ice cream together?
What?
When did you ever buy me ice cream? Never.
Well, I didn't know about that other part. I
Well,
didn't
that's
buy
not
it for you, but I've had ice cream with it.
I didn't know about the other part.
I didn't know if I bought ice cream. I've had ice cream with you. I just didn't pay for it.
Yeah, you have to say the
When
word.
did
I will have.
ice cream with any of you? No, it's a specific one that Peaches makes me, and it only works with Peaches. So nobody.
Oh, it's specific.
Don't get any idea.
It's Peach's his personal ice cream.
It's his personal ice cream. There you go.
Okay, we're not even talking about ice cream anymore. You just told us. Revenge of Netherrealm says if you're not going to Japan to see the Gundam, there's no point. I don't need. There's a Gundam in Japan. Like
Yeah, there's a life-size one.
So does it move or is it just stand
Yeah,
there?
it moves.
Oh my god. Lejmon says Bucky's has truck stop sushi. Bucky's is goated, by the way. I love Bucky's.
I love Bucky's.
God,
What
they're
is Bucky's?
they're pulled pork sandwiches.
Yeah,
Ew.
I've never had pulled pork. They're
Did you just say ooh, Anna? From
I
what?
don't like pork.
You
Oh,
are so weird. She doesn't eat seafood or pork, and she's Portuguese.
I don't eat seafood
And that's-
either. I don't eat any kind of fish. Sorry.
Y'all are fucking weird.
so you
I
don't.
thought you were. I heard you said you were Italian. You don't eat any kind of fish. What do you do on Friday?
She
I
doesn't
don't
eat.
know.
Catholic.
I just don't eat fish. I
Man,
don't.
I'm so.
Are you Catholic?
No, I'm Christian, but I'm not Catholic. I'm, one of the other branches.
Branch Davidian? What are you?
Non-denominational. That's what
Oh.
I am. Yeah.
Unitarian? You're are you a Mooney?
No. I don't even know what that is.
I'm saying, I know, I forgot how young you people are. You have no idea. There was like cults in airports in like the 80s and 70s. They were like,
Oh yeah, I forgot you're 94. Yeah, so
I'm 39, but don't I look good for 39, Camelot? Shut up, Emma.
yeah, you look great. It's actually kind of mind-boggling. Patrick says Camelot wants the red beans and Stucky Rice sushi. Thank you, Patrick. I love you. I appreciate you, dude. That's for sure, man. I'm just trying to branch out. Wicked and Anna look lovely, Cajun Corey.
Thanks, Corey.
Always simping for these tiny little girls. Anna doesn't look that great in real life. All right.
Wow.
Look yourself.
Wow.
I bet she looks better. What are you talking
You're
about?
shorter in real life, so
Oh, okay. Look now.
Now. No, Anna, that was out of line.
Really?
you were like a foot.
Can you apologize to him? I don't.
You say you're sorry now. Hurt my
you
feelings.
say you're sorry now. How dare you?
Get more risers. We get even more. I'm gonna have like a 5-foot riser. I'm just gonna tower over. The only people that are taller than me it's Flash and Nick Ricada.
Am I taller than you? No.
No.
No, I'm fucking with you.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, that's not true. Andrew's taller. Andrew's super tall.
Yeah,
He's
Andrew's taller.
He's like 6'7" or some
And
shit.
Mr. Biggins is really tall too.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
big
he's
dude.
like 6'6". Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not any kind of 6. I'm almost there though. I was right there. Yeah, made me sad. Bourbon Infested says, yes, there is a point to go in Japan besides just the Gundam. Amazing food and tons of retro video games. Man, does no one want to go to Japan for the reason I want to go? By the way, Bourbon Infested, I love you. I'm just trying to hang out with some Japanese girls.
I want to look at the cherry blossoms. They're beautiful.
Is that a
I
flower?
mean, that's a lot of traveling to hang out with a
Tree.
chick.
Yeah, it's a tree flower. Yeah.
You're gonna go see the trees?
Yeah.
Chicks are
It's like
weird.
It's,
The
I want to go
Japanese cherry
because of
bomb.
all of the cat cafes, like where you go and you just drink like lattes and there's little kittens and they
That's
come in.
cute.
Just play with the cats, then they shit on you. Oh,
Yeah, what about-
Cats don't do that. Cats are clean.
I want to go for all of the art that's there. They make some of like the best art supplies that you can only buy in Japan. So yeah.
yeah, that's a
I
better
would go
reason.
for the bars. I would go for the bars. Like they have all those like weird robot shows and fucking.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
That, I kinda-
100%.
My friend went to Japan and she says in every store they have like shirtless hot models. And I was like, really? Like she's like, when you go into like their Hollister, they have like a shirtless, just yoked Japanese guy that helps you out.
yoked Japanese guy shirtless.
I know.
That would be awesome. Like, and I'm
All
like,
right.
yeah, I'm totally for that. I would not mind a shirtless Japanese.
They have like a pretty much a sexless society though. It's really weird.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
young people are not having, like, people under like 35 are not having any sex in Japan.
Yeah, it's
like
it's
the
something
lowest,
like less
but
than
it's-
a
but
percent.
sex
of
is
Japanese
everywhere.
women.
Like what Anna was saying, like there are, like, you could go to bars and hire like hot waitresses to sit at your table, but no one ever hits on them or takes them home and fucks them. It's just this whole weird, like, we dropped a couple of atomic bombs on them. I think it screwed them up a little.
Like,
Just a little bit.
dude, yeah. So
But we got anime and Godzilla out of it, so that was
That's true.
the
We got hentai. We got a redo of Healer. So
Yeah.
if anything, that made it worth it.
yeah. You're welcome, Japan.
it's the sex activity rate for like people under 30 in Japan's like 1%. It's like wild. And
Yeah,
well,
nobody.
specifically males, but yeah, everybody in general,
Yeah,
but
but I
specifically
mean-
males. And
Yeah, it's lower for men, but the women too. It's just it's become a sexless society. They're so worried. The birth rate is so low that they know there's going to be no one to take care of old people, that they're making robots for the hospitals now. Like that's their so the country, like the government has a program that they're making automated hospitals now
yeah,
to prepare for this.
Japanese thing.
and that's know
Yeah.
what? That's funny because I just watched a show called Alice in Borderland. I watched both seasons of it, and it's it's
good?
yeah, it was great. It's Japanese. There's a few Japanese tropes that are really cringy, but I enjoyed it. But you'll notice that all the characters are so weird, and it goes back to anime. When I watch anime, the characters are so weird and like awkward. If anything kind of sexual happens, like if a girl like is hot, all the men on screen are like, oh, and they can't like look at her, and then like if a girl
Or
walks
the
up,
nosebleeds where they're
I was gonna say they
Yeah.
I feel like that makes its way
That's
in.
like Chainsaw Man. He's like, I'm going to touch your boob. I'm going to touch it. Like his entire an entire season of a show, the entire motivation was for a kid to touch a boob.
Yeah,
That was
wow.
fucking his entire motivation.
Yeah,
He's
and
like, I just want bread and jam and boobs.
yeah, it doesn't. The motivations behind like anime is weird because I watched How I Was Reincarnated as a Slime or something, and every episode the slime there's boobs somewhere, and he's like freaking out. He's like, oh my god, and he's like passing out because boobs. But all the women that are like, there's like 90 women in the show, and they're always like cuddling him and have their boobs on him, and like he's just always acting that way. He's always just acting overwhelmed, and I'm like, you would get used to
You
it.
got to get used to it at some point.
But
yeah.
he doesn't because I guess the people writing it don't fathom that it like because they don't see boobs in real life, so they're like they write it that way. I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's not true. Like my uncles ran strip clubs in Manhattan, and when I first would go visit them at work, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then like a few years in, when I was like hanging out there almost every day, like I'd have full conversations with girls that were completely naked, and then somebody like I had no idea they were naked.
Yeah. It's not even a.
You don't even. Yeah.
I went to a strip club recently, and the girls would walk up and be like, "Hey," and I'd be like, "Hey," and I wouldn't. They know, like you can. I guess they could feel my vibe immediately that I'm not gonna pay to have sex with them. Like I'm just not. And they would just talk to me about nothing, and then they walk away and be like, "Have a good night," and then I would just keep drinking and just hanging out with my boys.
Are they hookers or strippers? Where the fuck were you?
I was in Vegas.
Oh, Vegas. Okay, that's
Yeah, it's and the strippers are double as escorts in Vegas. So they'll be like, "Hey, $100, you can bend me over," and you're like, "Nah, I don't really want to be honest. I'm trying to drink. I'm trying to sit here in my chair and drink. I'm really comfortable right now, and I'm not."
I heard something before that you said Anna was your first choice to invite to Vegas. I thought I was.
Nope, it was Anna then CECIL. It was the same day. I invited you both the same day as Anna then CECIL.
You went alphabetically then, but you.
Yeah, and then both of you said, "I don't know, probably not," or something. So I invited Nick, and then he was like, "Yep," immediately, and I was like, "All right, cool."
I would have gone. I got FOMO, and I was like, "Oh, I'll come out and see you guys." If you guys would have stayed one more day, I would have driven out for the day and hung out with you guys.
Yeah,
But I also go to the Bass Pro there too and get some stuff that they don't sell here.
I came home from Florida on like Friday, and I went to get flights, and it was like $1,200 for the round. I was like, and it was
Jesus.
right? Yeah, I was like, sorry guys. If I was able to grab a deal, I was definitely going to come, but it was just like for 2 days, I'm not paying $1,200 there.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Patrick T says, I support Camelot's dream, tiny peepee. According to legend. Oh, it is. I'm not lying, dude. By the way, we're a quarter of the way to Fight Milk on this illustrious stream with these beautiful people, and we're 110 likes away from the goal.
Anna's not going to drink an egg. There's no fucking way on earth.
Well, Wicked Virtue is for sure. So we're good. We're good.
I don't even have eggs in the house, so I couldn't do it even if you guys
Here's what you do.
Anna wouldn't drink a glass of water. I've never even seen her drink water.
Oh, how about
That's
this?
true.
That could be her Fight Milk.
Would you drink a glass of milk, Anna?
No, I don't even think I have milk.
What is wrong with you? Do you have almond milk?
No, I don't like almonds.
Do you have anything that's white?
Yeah, but I don't think you guys are going to count it.
What is it?
Sugar.
You just drink like a glass. Yeah, you just die. Like
You could just die.
what about creamer? Do you have coffee
Why
creamer?
it counts? What was that?
Do you have coffee creamer?
I actually don't know about that one, but I don't drink coffee. It would be peaches.
Do you have half and half?
You understand this is the pickiest eater in the world. She said no to water, milk, almond milk, coffee. Staples of everybody's diet. She's like, no. Seafood. We could go fucking for hours with the shit she wants.
Before you find something that I actually have. I have apple juice. I like apple juice. And orange.
Right, can you crack an egg in the apple juice and drink that?
I don't have an egg.
No. Okay, hold on. Okay, so
What
you like
house doesn't
orange
have an
juice?
egg?
You like orange juice?
I like orange juice.
Okay, you like apple juice?
I do.
Do you have apple juice?
I do.
Do you have alcohol?
Yes.
Would you make apple juice and alcohol?
Yeah, I can.
No, that works. Shit.
I mean, I have plenty of alcohol. If you want me to just drink alcohol, but you guys aren't drinking alcohol. You're drinking eggs.
Yeah, well, you can substitute your eggs for apple juice because that's weird. But use your apple juice is your eggs, and then your alcohol is just whatever. There you go. There you go.
Somebody said she eats like the guy from Elf. You have no idea how many times I've heard that.
100%.
But here's the thing: I'm different than him because I don't like maple syrup. So how he pours like maple syrup on everything, I hate maple syrup. It's not. I don't like it.
I sent her a 5-pound bag of candy corn. And 2 weeks later, we were talking. She's like, I have such a sweet tooth. I'm like, with the candy corn. She's like, that's gone.
Dude.
Like, you ate 5 fucking pounds of like, how big was that bag for real?
It was really heavy. Like that was a big thing about that bag.
I absolutely adore candy corn. I adore it.
I like candy corn too. I love it.
Oh wow, this is so great. 4 people who like it. Everybody has such fucking strong hatred for it. I love it.
Yeah, what is that about? Like, it's so weird. People will be like, you should be burned at the stake. And I'm like, but it's good. And it's like, it tastes like candle wax. I'm like, but it doesn't.
I know.
Tastes like frosting, like creamy.
Yes.
God, it's so good. I put it.
And you got to eat it in those little 3 bites that get eaten.
Yeah, dude. Well, to be honest, I throw them in there like into the just wasteland. I just throw like 3 of them. I can go through a 5-pound bag in one night if I wanted.
Do you guys like the pumpkin ones?
Oh, those are my favorite. I love those ones.
Those are fine, but I get the just normal. They're just
I like the normal. Something about that makes me a little.
Yeah, dude. God.
You know what I'm talking about? The pumpkin is like a little too much.
Yeah,
That's the autumn harvest.
It's like what's the word? It's too saturated in the flavor.
Yeah, it's like a little.
I love it.
You gotta eat it in portions.
It's so tasty. So tasty. Real quick, Dara Muth on Rumble says, Camelot, there's a bar that has muscular girls as a theme, and a JAV theme bar as well. Also the famous vending machines. Do they sell underwear in the vending machines?
They do. Yeah, you can get panties.
I'll just buy them and wear them.
Yeah.
Just buy them and wear them around and have my ass cheeks out. Can you have your ass cheeks out?
Buy them, wear it, and then resell them to Japanese businessmen for double the price.
That dude, yeah. See, I'm using their own economy against them.
Yeah.
I'll buy the women's and put my balls in it, and I won't, obviously won't wash my balls either, because I don't do it anyway. And then there you go, American Man ball juice, and then it'd sell like hotcakes.
Hmm.
A novelty item.
Well, is it the same in Japan as it is in China? Because I know in China, if you're not Asian, like they stop you and like take pictures with you, because some people that are like from the heart of China, like they've never seen non-Asian people, so they freak out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same thing in Japan?
No, Japan has been open for years, and China hasn't. So
yeah,
a little bit more closer on China.
One of my friends goes to Japan or lived in Japan for a while, and they said that they treat, depending on where you are, in like if you're anywhere outside of like a major city, it'll still happen in major cities, but if you're outside of a major city at all, everyone treats and I don't know why, but they treat white people like celebrities, and they want to take pictures with them, and they like the women adore white men, and the men want to have sex with white women, but they think they're whores. It's weird. That's what this person told me.
Which country is this?
Japan. Specifically Saitama was the place they lived.
Saitama.
Yep. And I'm like, wow, that's wild. I can't wait to go.
My dad, I know somebody went to Japan and China, and they were like, Japan is the cleanest, most orderly place you'll ever be, and China was the filthiest place I've ever been.
I heard in Shanghai is like one of the most disgusting places. I used to work with this girl, and her husband went to China because they're Asian, and they went to go visit family, and she said that they went to like the Shanghai Disneyland, and she said it's like a status thing for them to cut you, and also they don't go to the bathroom, they'll pee in the line. So she's like, the side is constantly like soaking wet in Shanghai, but it's because people are with hoses hosing it down, because people just whip it out and go pee.
Yeah, I heard that they like people defecating in the street all over. Like, I have absolutely no desire to go to China, but I'm dying to go to Japan.
Yeah, I did not. I knew that India can get pretty wild with that, but I didn't know.
No desire to go to India either.
No, I don't think anybody on Earth does, except for like the people that are there, and they're trying to leave.
I would want to go just to see like the ruins and like the temples and stuff in the jungle. But that's
India. Is there?
Yeah.
I thought there was just like desert.
I can look at a picture. Let me bring back the
look at pictures.
Yeah.
I don't need to get malaria to go see. Oh, look at that, a rock.
I don't know. I would like to see it. And the elephants.
There's elephants. Yeah, I'm just going to.
If you want like the same feel as India but cleaner and safer, is what's the island that's south of India? Fuck, what's it called? No. Oh my god. I just knew what this island was called, but they
Australia?
No, the Indian version. Guys in the chat, what is that island?
Oh, it's Australia?
No. It's small. It's a small little island. Sri Lanka. Yes, thank you. I have some friends that are from Sri Lanka, and they're like, yeah, it's nice there.
I'd go to Sri Lanka. I have no interest in India, no interest in China. I know that makes me sound like a Neanderthal, but
yeah, I would rather go. This year I'm supposed to go to Scotland in August.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I want to go there just because Scotland's.
I thought you were going. Wait, you're going to Scotland in August and fucking Japan in October?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, and I'm gonna meet up with Drinker, and I haven't asked him yet, but I'm going to.
I haven't invited him, but it's happening.
His house.
Yeah, and I want to go to Edinburgh. I think is what it's called. It's a really nice little
Edinburgh,
something like that. And then Japan. I'm just gonna go. Just gonna go to Japan and just get drunk.
But you're meeting Andrew in Japan.
Yes. So that's gonna be fun.
Mm.
Did you get your passport?
Yes, with the extradited version. and Japan, they completely got rid of all their vaccine requirements now. All you have to do is take one of those goofy tests, and it has to be within 72 hours. So
you don't have a little card yet?
I don't.
They don't need it. You don't need it for Japan anymore.
No, I was just asking.
What's on the card?
Did you ever get your shot? Did you have to do it for races?
No.
No.
No, I never got vaccinated. I'm in Alabama. No one ever said anything about that shit here until it was over, like way over. It was like 2 years later. You know, it was actually weird because no one ever talked about it, right? And then about a year passed and everything was kind of blew over. No one really talked about it anymore. The only time I ever heard about it was people in my chats would like every once in a while, one person would get angry that I wasn't vaccinated. They'd be like, you're going to kill old people. You're going to kill people. You're a murderer. And I'm like, what the fuck? But that was like fair. That was kind of rare too. But
should have been like, damn right I am. I'm a fucking killer.
That's what I said. Yes. There was there's a random video from years ago of me clip saying like I want to kill your grandma or something. I can't remember.
Oh no.
And I was like, yes, I'm gonna kill your grandma. Like, don't tell her not to leave the damn house. Mesa Verde has more going on. What the hell is Mesa Verde? That's the bank. That's the bank in Better Call Saul. Mesa Verde. That's all I know about that. I don't know what any of that is. But yeah, dude, that's where I'm going. I'm excited. I'm excited for this year. I'm excited to hang out with all you bitches. I don't know if Amanda's going to go anywhere, but I know I'll see you guys eventually at some point. So
I'll be in Florida. So you guys go to Florida.
I'll just be in.
I'll be in Florida.
You could go to things. You could go to
where are you in Florida?
Everyone's going.
I'm in West Palm. It's a couple hours from Orlando.
Oh, we're gonna go be in Tampa in July for the Tampa Comic.
Oh yeah, that's actually closer to me than Orlando, I think. For like an hour. That'd be fun.
That's what Carol Baskin is.
We generally all go to Montsuri, or I have once, but we generally all go to Montsuri, and it's super laid back. It's a lot of fun.
That's Dallas, right?
Mm-hmm. No, Houston.
Houston, okay.
Houston. So it's a real fun, and to be honest, I just drink the whole time. That's all I
shocked.
do. Yeah, that's all I do. Like Cecil just hands me drinks. That's what we do. It's just drink. I feel like that's what everybody did. Kyle Kluken says, I too would like to visit Scotland someday. I'm related to the MacLeod clan, and the castle is on the Isle of Skye. I want to go see it. Yeah, I want to see castles. That's, to be honest, that Scotland and that general area is the only place I'm not just going to get drunk in. I actually want to see some bullshit.
You want to look at stuff.
You're gonna get drunk as fuck in Scotland. What are you talking about? Drink.
That's not the only draw, though, is what I'm saying, right? Because when I go to cons, it's just I just want to drink with my boys. That's all I want to do. You know, meet up with the boys, immediately drink. That's all I want to do.
That's literally all we did.
I don't have friends in real life, like, because all my friends moved away, like, across the country. So now I'm just on this island by myself. So when I go to cons and I'm like, oh, there's Anna. Let's drink. I'm like immediately, woo, fist bump, drinking time. Like, we're gonna party. That's kind of all I look forward to. Trans Greg says had two 9-ounce hamburger patties with 9-ounce bacon, 1 pound of pulled pork, and a half pound of melted cheddar burger on Saturday, called the Fat Burger. Jesus, did you finish all of it? Jesus Christ, man. God, Jesus. Oh, it's a national park. Well, I'm sorry, Patrick. I don't know stuff like you do. What's up? Ginger says, let me film stuff for you at Montsuri so I can write off my taxes. Yeah, I don't give a damn. Film me. I don't care. You can follow me around, film me. It'll be kind of gay, but that's fun. By the way, we are a third of the way to Fight Milk and 80 likes away from the overall goal. I appreciate you bitches. But yeah, dude. Let me move this to the side real quick.
Why are there no fucking like street lights outside of New York?
There's no street lights anywhere.
I know. It's so fucking
There's
weird.
no street lights where I live.
I'm flying through the darkness at 90 miles an hour.
Don't you have
upstate.
headlights, Cecil?
What?
Don't you have headlights?
Yeah, I know, but everything's so dark.
It's just it's the
Don't be
dark
so
zone.
blind then. I don't know.
There's less crime because
I can see it. I'm like, I don't know.
So
Also, the gas is more expensive in Ohio than in fucking Long Island.
at least it's not $5 anymore like it was last year.
Oh, you're driving. Isn't that the cancer state right now?
Yeah.
You're driving through that?
I got the windows open. I'm breathing in those fumes tonight. Keep me up. Got a little contact high from that chemical spill.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of contact high, did you guys see where that one dude, Kane guy, the Marvel guy, got like arrested.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and now apparently the lady that said that he assaulted her, or that he assaulted her, is recanting her statement.
Yeah, no shit. Disney was like, bitch.
Yeah,
We got like 15. This guy's the villain in like 15, our next 15 movies, and they've already shot the TV show. They're like, how much money is a recant worth? You know, like, you get it.
yeah, dude, I need to say he assaulted me. I just need. Dude,
All he had to do is put on a goddamn dress like Ezra Miller, and they would be like, look, he's so brave. We forgive him.
God, dude, I saw
the
trailer. I saw that trailer, Cecil. I went and saw John Wick 4 last night.
Oh, was it good?
I heard it was great.
It's great, yeah.
I want to see it too.
They lean into the memes of the movies like really heavily, and it's fun. But so it played the trailer for the Flash movie,
right?
And it sucks, man. That the thing that's heartbreaking is they brought back Michael Keaton's Batman, obviously.
Yeah.
It blows that
My favorite.
It just has to be Ezra Miller, doesn't it? Because I'm not going to see it because Ezra Miller is so gross and creepy. He's creepy, and every time when he's acting in the movie, right? So like in the trailer, now that he's done all the weird shit he's done, the way he acts, his character acts, now is gross. It freaks me out because he's like so weird, and he's like weird and wimpy and like effeminate, and
yeah, he's one of those guys that pretends to be like effeminate to creep on girls, like, oh, I'm just one of the girls, like, you know what I mean? And then it's like he's a fucking and then he's like put roofies in the drink.
He's a little bit of a predator, right?
Yeah, so that's the whole point. Is now that I know that he does these things in real life, that's all I can see. That's all I can see when he's acting. And I'm like, this guy's gross, and it's
like
hard.
The male feminist.
Yeah, it's exactly the male feminist. The first guys that call you a whore if you don't sleep with them.
Yep.
Like that's the thing is, he's so gross in real life that it's hard to watch, and I'm like, and it's hard because I like to believe the whole separate the artist from like the art, right? I try to live my life by that rule, but sometimes it's just harder than other times. You know,
I don't know who he blew in Hollywood, but they have video of him choke slamming a chick. Then he threw a chair at another girl. That's on video too. He's getting arrested on video. He's broken into people's house. He was kidnapped a teenager.
Yeah.
Fucking like, what the fuck? And it's like, oh yeah, he goes by they pronouns, so you know it's all forgiven.
Yeah, it's gross, man. It's really, really gross, and I don't. I try to do it because the best example I can give of actually doing that is Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's really weird in real life. He's a freaking weird dude, and
you would expect that guy to be a weird dude, though.
Yeah, but I've always lived so hard by like I'll see some stuff that he says, I'm like, oh, dude, God, what? Stop. But I still separate the art from the artist. I'll even go as far as saying Mark Hamill. I just adore all the work he's done so much that I even though he's the most abhorrent person when it comes to like Twitter and social media, like I still am like, I love the Joker, you know, the Mark Hamill Joker. I love like skips from regular show. You know, I love the old Star Wars movies, like the original trilogy. Like, so I think of Mark Hamill as that, and I'm like, I still love him. And if Mark Hamill has announced that he's doing the Joker for some reason, which he isn't going to happen, like if he ever announced he's doing the Joker again, I'm all in. I'm like, yep, do it, let's go, woo! Like, and you know, it's separating the art from the artist. But sometimes
you can't when they do stuff like
when Ezra Miller like beats the hell out of women and is like kidnapping, I can't do. It's just too much. Too much.
Well, wasn't he holding like a mom and her daughter hostage or something like that?
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah. Like Mark Hamill's just a little cuckoo.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can still enjoy his work, but yeah, you don't gotta like him.
Yeah, he's just like Mark's just an asshole, which is fine. You can be an asshole. That's fine.
I feel the same way about Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's nuts now, but I love Buffy. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
show.
same. And
so
the whole point is that when you see somebody in Hollywood like saying the exact same thing as all the other guys in Hollywood, the same thing that every corporation is pushing, the same thing that all media is pushing, they all agree with each other and they're outspoken about it. It almost makes it easier for me to separate the art from the artist because I know that the reason they're saying this is for PR and marketing. They don't.
They're just going. Yeah, they're just going along with the fucking program. They want to get hired.
100%. Yeah, it's like when Jenna Ortega.
I'm in the club. I'm not gonna rock the boat. I'll say the right thing.
Yeah. It's like Jenna Ortega is like, I'm a lesbian. You're like, oh damn, and then like a week later she's like dating a guy, and you're like, what the fuck's happening? And it's
Oh, that's what happened.
It's just to get hired for new. And I get it, dude. I do the same shit. I'm not knocking it. Get on it, doggone it. It just sucks that they have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, well, here, I got something for you. I want you to share my screen real fast.
Is it boobies?
No, what do you think of this painting? Do you like it?
Love it. It's Hitler, isn't it?
It is Hitler.
God damn it.
He knew it.
I knew this was gonna happen. You did this to me. You did.
Classic Hitler.
You just Nazi'd me immediately. Canceled.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah. You just Nazi me. You know, like.
Well, you know what? He actually got better. Here, share my screen. So over time.
Stop admiring Hitler.
Well, no, like, look. Okay, share my screen real fast. Okay, so here's his painting of Neuschwanstein, and then this was it a couple years later. So he did it.
He did improve.
You know what, Anna? If you were around in the fucking 30s, you would have been a better teacher who kept him in art school. And
I know.
The whole world would have been different. He just needed you back then.
Well,
we
no,
need to do a time machine movie where we send Anna back to be his art teacher.
So a lot of art schools, they're like, you're coming to art school because you're going to learn how to do this. If you already know how to paint, like, realistic, why are you coming to school? So a lot of art schools, they're open enrollment, like anyone can try, but they're most likely aren't going to finish because it is very, very difficult and a lot of people don't have the patience. And I remember one of the times Renfamous was giving me shit because she's like, you went to an art school that it's open acceptance and only 30% of students graduate. I was like, oh yeah, because it's fucking hard. Also, my art school didn't want another Hitler to show up. If Hitler would have just been allowed into the fucking art school, he wouldn't have killed everyone and done World War II. So
you're saying it was the art school's fault for sure that all
it kind of was the art school's fault for denying him going to school. He could have gone and painted pictures instead of murdering all the Jews, you know. And
Anna's like, I'm seeing progression here. This is getting better. He just needed an encouraging person like Anna.
Maybe don't murder people and just go to art school and paint pictures more. Maybe you know.
You think after the war? Anna, do you think after the war, the person that rejected him, like, looked back at the paintings and goes, you know, these actually weren't that bad?
No, so one of the signs of a psychopath is the way that they draw faces. And so Hitler only did landscapes because when he would try to draw or paint faces, it's so horrific. And like, you could tell that there's something wrong with him.
Pull up the face paint. Come on.
Like,
pull it up.
I don't know if any of them survived. I'll see if I can find some.
Pull up a Hitler face painting. Maybe he couldn't do hands.
No, it was fake. He got denied art school because of his portraits. He can't paint portraits.
Oh, but that's why you go to school, to learn.
I know, and which is why most art schools now have open enrollment, so that way they can avoid another fucking Hitler.
We need to avoid Hitler, guys. We need to avoid another Hitler.
We don't want another Hitler on our hands. You're welcome aboard, Johnny.
Don't turn away any kids that want to paint, bros. Don't do it. We're trying to survive here. Helena says
they become tyrants when they get their fucking student loan bills. That's when they become fucking Hitlers now.
But then they don't have time to get into politics anymore. It's over. Helena says, I would approve those paintings being displayed under an unnamed artist for the sake of art, but that monster deserves no praise in or afterlife. I don't disagree.
Anna disagrees. She loves his work and his
no, I do not love his work.
No, I heard you. You were saying he's
I acknowledge that he got better, but I'm just saying, like,
why don't you make out with Hitler if you love him?
Oh, gross!
I can't believe this.
This is one of the only portraits that survived.
Just gushing over Hitler right now.
Yes, you know, to be honest, it's kind of spooky looking.
It's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go on record, and I don't care if it's controversial. I don't like Hitler. I don't like
I don't think anyone disagrees with that statement. Cecil.
Oh, other than you, who loves his art.
Who loves his art?
I do not love his art. I don't think his art is
100%
good.
about his
He
art.
really needed to learn perspective. But I'm saying if he would have focused on his art instead of taking over the fucking world and killing everyone, I think we'd be in a better place right now. You
What-
know?
Well, okay, so now there is with tragedy.
Everybody's a Monday morning quarterback, Annie.
What does that mean?
That means the next day they're saying what they would have done instead.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hindsight.
I think. Well, the issue is with all the atrocities and tragedies. Now we have a reference point of let's not do this. Right. So that's like one benefit. It's like let's not do that, even though it kind of seems like a lot of people totally want to do that.
See, I would just outlaw art just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, 100%. Burn all the books too. We need them bitches.
Well, do you guys think, like, I honestly have just been waiting for some crazy person on Twitter to say, like, oh, Hitler was transgender and, like, do something of him in a dress or something, and then they all start praising him. They're at that level of insanity. I don't know if you guys saw this tweet that's going viral right now. This woman named Karen Lopez says, 5 times CNN misgendered. No correction. A mass shooting is horrible. Misgendering does not make anything better.
Yeah, that's weird.
I know. Yeah, they
That's
misgendered
weird.
the murderer. Could you imagine?
The guy that
Could
went
you
and
imagine
murdered
children being
children.
massacred? And they're
Well,
like, stop misgendering the murderer. It's like, fuck you. Like, are you fucking kidding? You people are out
That's
of
what
their
they take
mind.
out of it.
Out of their fucking
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah, it's like when people misgendered Chris Chan after he got arrested for like raping his like 90-year-old mother.
Oh my God.
They're like don't
You mean
misgender
Christine Chan, you monster?
it. Like it's like can we not worry about like his feelings? Can we please just like put that out the window? You know? So that's what I'm thinking anyways.
I don't want to be a dick, but what was his mom wearing?
She's like 90. She had one of those silk gowns on.
Like
and
a
shit.
moo-moo.
All right, yeah, you know what? All right, I can see how that question could seem offensive. I retract it.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. It's the shooting that happened, and now people are claiming that, people on Twitter, you know how Twitter is not really a real place, in my opinion, but like people on Twitter are saying that the fact that there's laws that are coming on the books that are anti-LGBTQ, which basically the only laws that exist are doing that or making it to where you can't teach children under the grade of 3 certain things. But other than that, they're saying
the laws that you can't do like, surgery and chemical altering until they're 18. Which
exactly
is not crazy. That shouldn't be controversial. You can't make decisions. You can't get a fucking tattoo. Why should you be able to get a double mastectomy or have the penis cut off?
Yeah,
It's
I agree.
ridiculous.
I agree. There needs to be a hard line at 18.
You want to do anything you want after 18, fucking have at it. But they're doing this shit to kids that are like, they're giving hormone blockers to fucking 5-year-olds and giving mastectomies to 13-year-olds. It's like, hey, they're kids. They change their. It's like Johnny, like, what's your favorite color? Pink. Cut off his dick. That. It's like, what?
Yeah. There was.
It's like, no. Why don't we give it a couple of years? Do we have to fucking chemically castrate them immediately?
There was an article that came out like last week or 2 weeks ago that the new recommendation for females on hormone blockers is to start them at 7 years old. And I'm like, how is this a thing?
Well, that's what the laws are. The laws are like, no, we're not. Some states are saying, no, we won't allow this. And then they're like, oh, you're trying to kill all. It's like, no, you know what I mean? They're saying like the most inflammatory thing. They're like, they're anti. They're trying to wipe out. It's like, no, we're just trying to say maybe a 7-year-old is not ready to make a decision. Because if you give kid hormone blockers when they're 7, they never sexually mature. Like they're gonna have baby dick their whole life, and that's no joke. Let me tell you, he's gonna have baby.
You would know.
Please understand.
Please understand. This is a tragedy we could avoid. No, these kids, like seriously, they're never mature. They can't have orgasms. They can't ever. The women become infertile, and they're driven to fucking at 7 years old. It's like you cannot make a decision like that.
Yeah, and the defense that you'll see, because I saw it yesterday. Somebody said, Oh, well, there are consequences. There's people that are getting prosecuted right now for doing these surgeries or giving these hormone blockers. And I'm like, there's no laws on the books in the US that prevent this. There's like 2 states trying to do it right now.
Yeah.
There is no laws. You can give hormone blockers to a 7-year-old. You can do it right now.
Yeah.
There is no law against it. That's the whole
point.
point.
Because you know why there's no law? Because no one ever thought we'd need a law for this.
Yeah.
Just common sense. Like that. We're so crazy that we're doing shit that people are like, we never made a law for this because who the fuck would do this? Like, no one thought that somebody would do this.
Experience.
So now they're starting to write the laws for it, and then they're just like screaming like, oh, you hate all, LGBT people. It's like, what? It's like, no, we're just saying, do whatever the fuck you want, but you can't do life-altering physical damage to somebody when, one day you want to be a dinosaur and the next day you want to be a girl.
Oh yeah, like the dad in Step Brothers. He's like, I wanted to be a dinosaur when I was a kid.
That doesn't make any sense. How would you make money?
The dad
it's sad too because there's kids that their parents did this for them. Like I've seen stories of like, there's 2 lesbian moms and then they put the kid on hormone blockers, and when the kid gets older, becomes an adult, they decide they didn't want that and they can't really go back.
There's nothing you could do. I met that girl Chloe Cole who's doing like a lot of speeches. She's getting like death threats. They gave her a double mastectomy when she was 14 because she was a tomboy.
Yep.
Like literally every single counselor was just like, oh, you need to transition. Not one of them ever said to her, hey, maybe you're just a tomboy. They're like, you need to transition. Then they called the parents and they said, you have to transition her because if you don't, she's going to end up killing herself. And the parents were like, oh, just do what you need to do. And they gave her like a double mastectomy, put her on. And now she's 18. I met her in DC when I was with Alex.
Well, you know what's funny is this issue that we're dealing with right now is literally the plot of Silence of the Lambs. Was that Buffalo Bill wanted to transition and they said no, because back then you had to do all of these psychological tests and they're like, no, you're not actually trans. You have something else wrong with you. We're not going to transition you. And then Buffalo Bill started killing people because he was actually a psychopath. He wasn't trans. Right. And then she even has that conversation with Hannibal Lecter. She's like, yeah, no, trans people, they're very passive. They don't do this. They're not confrontational like that. They're not aggressive. They're not going to go out and murder people. They just want to, they have an actual issue and they're trying to, solve this thing. And it's like, oh, so you mean people that are just putting on a dress and going to enough schools? Yeah, they might be psychopaths and might need, other kind of things. They're not actually this other issue. Crazy, right?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Well, that was one of the questions at the press conference. They're like, did this person have any mental issues? And then they were like, no, none at all. And it's like, okay. No, for real. They were like, nope, but it's like, yeah, no, it used, like, I grew up in New York, so I've known, like, transsexuals, it's just been part of that. That's where you go. That's, so I've known that my whole life. I've met people like that. But when you met somebody who had it done, you knew that they had to go like 6 years of counseling. They had to go now it's like a 7-year-old's like, I think I'm a girl. It's like, they're giving them a jab and they're fucking cutting shit off. It's like, it used to be like, literally they exhausted every other psychological thing. And then you'd have to like pass battery of tests. Now there's no testing. So you're right. And like, they're just letting people that are
like somebody in the chat was like, everyone is a psychopath to Anna. You mean Hitler and Buffalo Bill? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. The dude that shot up a bunch of children. I'm sorry I called the 3 murderers psychopaths. How dare
you? Now wait a minute. Are you going to say that Buffalo Bill had good sewing skills? Because you should have to throw compliments.
No, actually, I don't think he did.
Oh, you're just saving your compliments for Hitler. I got it.
Yeah, the actual they interviewed somebody recently about this, and it was a doctor, and they asked what it took for them to prescribe a double mastectomy or recommend a double mastectomy to a specialist, and the doctor was like, "Oh, all they have to do is they feel like they're a girl, and it's 1 second. They don't do any other testing."
It's crazy that you need, I think in most states, 18 to get tobacco, 21 to drink, but you can be 7 and be like,
18 to buy a Sharpie now.
Really?
You have to be
I didn't know that. That's insane.
A Sharpie and Tide Pods now. You have to be 18.
So Anna,
thanks Gen Z for that one.
So this is what I could do, Anna. I have to be 18 to buy a Sharpie and draw boobs on myself, but I could be 13 and get a double mastectomy, so it all works out.
That's not right.
Well,
Yeah.
did you guys see that video that got leaked from Vanderbilt about the woman that was talking to the colleges and she's like, no, you want to push these surgeries because a double mastectomy is at least 20 grand. So they're pushing this money.
The drugs are lifetime drugs too.
Mhm.
They are pushing it. The drug companies are pushing it. Yeah.
You have other medical issues. Well, Blair White had this one trans person on, and it was, I don't know, male to female, but then he says he very looks feminine, has the fake boobs, has the long hair, looks like a woman. You wouldn't, aside from the crazy makeup, you wouldn't think that they were born a dude. But then he said, oh, once I started getting on these drugs and they cut my dick off, I realized like, oh, I want to like be a top. And like, I never had those urges before. I was just a power bottom, but now I want to, do that. And I can't. So he's like,
that's called buyer's remorse.
Trans, I'm just a feminine gay man.
That's called buyer's remorse.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Steph LL with the orange boy said, Wicked Virtue, tell us about you. We already talked about Wicked Virtue in the beginning of the stream. We already talked about her.
You're making him jealous, guys. Stop.
We told her she told us her whole life story.
Yeah.
She's like Italian, Portuguese, and a little bit Asian, and a little bit like something else. I can't remember.
I'm Portuguese. She's Italian.
I know. I'm Italian, Puerto Rican. It's been like 10 minutes, and you already forgot. Italian,
Wait,
Puerto Rican, Irish. Okay.
Did you take Puerto Rican for Portuguese, Cody?
Yeah.
He did.
Yes. That's the same thing.
No, Asian? I didn't know I was Asian.
Very close. Very close.
That's in there too, I guess.
You have to have a little Asian in you because
I guess Puerto Rico is closer to Portugal than America. So I guess you're kind of.
Look at this. Look at Miano. Miano says Cody's kind of dumb. No shit. Where have you been? This has been common knowledge since my first day on my channel.
No.
I knew it when you said. I knew you were dumb when you said we were slapping pissers. I said, okay.
Yes. That's the only
reason.
No is because I'm able to relate to everybody that's dumb as hell. What people don't understand is the vast majority of people are dumb as hell, right? Yeah. So like,
you have to be a little bit smarter.
Yeah, I can relate to everybody else easily. There you go. That's why I'm able to relate to all these people, because I'm dumb as hell. And they're like, damn, I understand exactly what he's saying. And I'm like, yeah, see. Because I can't really think much more critically. So I'm at max capacity right now, and I'm not even drunk. I feel like I can get a little better when I'm drunk. If I drink a little, I can start talking real smart stuff.
Real smart stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like scientist shit and stuff.
Stuff about science. Yes.
No,
yes.
A lot of people liked that one flashcast where I hosted and we talked about how we hated like the gender terms now. Everybody liked that. We actually had like 7 hours in, we had an intelligent conversation.
Yeah, I think
it takes a while for us to warm up.
I think I took something that night. I think that made my brain just even more.
Holy shit! Holy shit! They said something smart.
Yeah.
I think the chat was genuinely shocked at us having that conversation.
Oh, I don't remember anything. I don't remember anything I talk about on the streams ever. People are like, why do you tell the same stories every stream? I'm like, because I don't remember I tell them. And I only have like 8. What the hell am I supposed to talk about other than the 8 stories I have? I've heard CECIL's story like 9 times. I heard the same with CECIL story. Yeah, and we already went through all of them again. So there you go. Yeah, that makes a lot of damn sense. Real quick, we are 6:30 from Fight Milk and 5 likes from the goal. I appreciate you guys, you bitches. Salty Duke says, Camelot, tell us your pronouns on the Rumble side. Fat ass. Because I don't have a fat ass. So if I identify someone as a fat ass, suddenly I got a fat ass. And I'm above the age of 18, so I'm allowed to do that.
You can make fat jokes, by the way. Like,
yeah, I can call people fat. That's why I call people fat all the time. You're allowed to because you were fat. It's like I literally call people fat.
It's like being black. It's like being black. You're allowed to say the N-word. You're allowed. You're still fat deep down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were you like fat when you were a child too?
No. Okay, so I was like 12, I think, and I got fat as fuck. Like within 4 years, 12 to 16, I went from like a scrawny ass kid to 16 being like almost 300 pounds.
Oh my God. Were you just eating everything?
I think it was soda, man. Like, because I was drinking like 12 Cokes a day.
But weren't you?
Oh, get me another sody pop.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. And I was drinking the hell out of them. And then when I was 17, I stopped drinking them. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to drink soda anymore. I'm just going to drink water. And I lost like 100 pounds in, I think, 4 months.
Mm.
And I was
Do you miss being
strong as fuck. Huh?
Do you miss it?
No. What? Guess what? Being fat? No.
Why not?
How could you drink?
What are you talking about? Why not? Because I didn't get. If I was fat, I wouldn't get to like smash pistons with anybody.
Oh, that's true.
Women don't like. And look,
Wait,
I like.
you get married when? Didn't you get married when you were fat though?
No, I was scrawny when that happened, and then I got fat again when I got married.
Ah.
Mm.
And then I lost all that weight and got real shredded. And then my wife left me when I was shredded. It was weird. Doesn't make any
She was
sense.
a chubby chaser.
Yeah.
She was a skinny chaser.
No, she left him when he lost the weight.
Yeah.
No, she
liked
left
him
him
when
when he got
she liked him.
rips. She liked the stick, and then she liked the fatty. She
Yeah,
doesn't
but
like the muscles.
She didn't like it, man. It was too much for her.
Mhm.
It was sad. Yeah, so that's why I don't like being fat, because when you're a fat guy, and I don't know, women probably don't go through this as much because women can pretty much have sex with anybody as long as they're like not 500 pounds. But like when you're a guy and you're fat,
That doesn't stop them.
You-
That does not stop them, by the way.
It
We have a little
does
group
not.
called black guys in
The
this country.
1,000-pound sisters both have husbands.
yeah. But when you're a fat guy,
Wait, that
dude,
girl with
like
those twin sisters with two heads both have husbands.
they do too.
Think
Yeah.
about that.
They do
Think
too.
about that.
Yeah,
They are they have one body and two heads, and they have two husbands. And look at these two ladies on the panel. Can't get a husband, but those girls can. What
Yeah.
if they
Well,
got?
she's got
You
two
don't know
heads.
if she's married. She could be married.
Are you
You
married?
don't know if she's
What?
married. You just met her.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just joking. I was a joke.
It was a joke, Anna.
I wasn't really attacking you guys for that.
No,
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
Amanda, are you married?
To Leon Kennedy. I'm saving myself for him. My video game crush.
I don't know.
In my
that's
head.
that's not a real person, Amanda.
I beg to differ.
No, are you married to anybody real in real life?
No,
Or do you-
no.
Are you really married?
No, I'm not really married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. The issue is, man, like when you're a fat guy, like we talked, Tammy from my 1,000-pound sisters can get dick down, but like
1,000-pound sisters.
Yeah.
Wait,
but when you're
wait,
a
is that a
fat
show?
dude-
Yeah.
Tammy and Amy.
Oh,
So
I thought you were
They're
making a
both
joke.
married. They both have
both,
husbands.
they both
Oh,
they get
wow.
dick down all the time, and when you're a fat guy, you become designated like brother. Oh, I like you too, but as a brother, not as anything else. That's what happens when you're a
We're
fat guy.
besties.
Yeah. So no thanks. I will stay gymming 7 days a week for the rest of my life. Not doing that again. Not doing it again. I'm trying to like have a woman in my life.
Why?
But like a different one. Not for like
Why?
the whole time, just for like a night or two.
Mhm.
And you can't be fat and have that. If you're a fat guy, that you're not getting that woman for a night or two ain't coming. You're gonna be playing World of Warcraft and eating tacos and shit. And although I love
Henry
tacos,
Cavill plays World of Warcraft.
what?
Henry Cavill plays World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but he's sexy.
Yeah.
He's very sexy.
That is not the typical World of Warcraft player.
I
Right.
know.
They got neck
Sad.
beards, they got big old guts. They hate
Got
women
Cheeto
that take their
fingers.
clothes off because they're not pure virgins. It's weird. You ever
He's
notice
like-
that? Like fat, like 35-year-old fat dudes that are like wearing fedoras and shit, playing like D&D or Pathfinder on the weekends at the local shop. They don't like any woman that's not like a virgin and pure. And I'm like, bro, you're never getting a woman like that.
Well, no. But guys and girls do the same thing. Like you'll see like a really heavy set chick, and she's like, "This guy's got to be 6 feet tall." It's like you're giving standards so that you could pretend you're the one choosing to be alone.
I'm choosing to be celibate. That's what.
Yeah. Oh, I can't find. It's like bullshit. Like you can't get that guy, so you're pretending like you're the one that's dictating the terms. Like, oh, he's got to make 6 figures, be 6 feet tall, have a 6-pack. It's fucking. That's a must. And it's like, bitch, you're 300 pounds. What the fuck?
It's like you guys know the Magic the Gathering game. At my old job, it was a restaurant, and we had a really big dining room, and we used to let them come in there. It sucked every Friday night, and those guys, wow.
Yeah, they do the same thing. They're like, oh, she's got to be
those guys.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, she's got to be there she's gonna have double D's and be a virgin. It's like you're just making things up to make because you cannot
They want
get
some
anybody.
anime girl.
Yeah. It's like I would date her, but she's not a virgin, so I'm not going. It's like you had no chance with anybody. What the fuck you
You don't get
It's like
to have
a-
standards.
Yeah, you don't get to have standards. It's all these fucking ridiculous standards.
Yeah, well, that's why
You take what you could get, which is nothing.
Yeah, which is nothing. Now, granted, look,
Which is nothing.
there are hookers out there that like they're pretty cheap. Where I grew up, man, hookers are cheap. Right? You can give them a hot dog.
Oh no.
Jesus
You're in
Christ.
Alabama.
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta come visit you, Cody. You've told me.
Yeah, I gotta-
You convinced him.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna bring the Nathan.
yeah, dude. When like, so my old boss. So I grew up in a place
What
called.
could a stack of White Castles get me?
Well, they don't have White Castle in Alabama. I don't think.
Oh
they
my
do.
God! Wow.
They got
So that's like
crystals.
gold.
Crystals
I'll
is
be
the
like
same
you,
thing.
Hefner.
Yeah, crystals is the same thing. You can just get that's the Alabama version. I grew up in Gadsden, Alabama, right? And dude, like one of my old boss would get
I'm
hookers.
going 100 miles an hour right now. I just looked at my fucking speedometer. I'm like,
It's because you're getting excited over the cheap hookers in Alabama.
yeah. I didn't.
Ignoring it.
Oh, and by the way, I'm going towards Alabama by accident.
Yeah, dude.
By accident, he turned around.
I'm not even going to Chicago anymore. No.
No, I'm going to fucking supermarket and then Alabama. Where are your finest hot dogs?
Yeah, no, dude. My old boss, like he was like a 500-pound man, and he would get hookers all the time, and they were rough. They were rough looking. They're rough. And now look, there's nothing wrong with being a hooker.
Guy that almost got hookers, right, Cecil?
What's that? Oh yeah,
Don Terrius?
yeah, Don Terrius. He's like, so are we gonna get hookers? We're like, no. Fucking out of his mind.
No, you could do.
I don't know. I'm a little bit. I'm too germ phobic for hookers.
Yeah, like
That's never been.
You could just go to a bar, Cecil. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to like get a hooker. Like
No, yeah. Also, like, is jerking off that bad? Like, just jerk off.
No, yeah, dude. I'll just get drunk and just stomach pancakes.
Or just pick up a girl. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Now, granted, I guess some of those people don't have that choice, but no, you'll go to, dude. You'll be in Vegas. You'll be at a strip club or something in Vegas, and there's good-looking dudes that are like just the giving like the lady money and going to the back room and then taking.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say that's a good place to meet good-looking dudes.
No, no, but no. They were literally like taking these girls back to hotels and shit, and be like the stripper ladies because it's Vegas, right? And I'm like, man, you could just like go to a
You
bar.
could just. There's a million girls here, like on like bachelorette parties and just on vacation. You could just
it'd be
bag up
super
a
easy.
non-filthy girl. Yeah.
Yeah, be super easy. Like I don't know. I guess it just depends on like your what's the word? Your confidence level, or maybe you just don't want to put in any work at all, and you're just like, you know what? Here's some cash, bro. Here's some cash. Sit on my face. Which
Oh no. Don't sit on my face.
what you're not into that?
A hooker?
Oh, yes. Hookers are probably like the cleanest people on earth. Well, and when they're in Vegas,
probably. Yeah, probably. You're right. Yeah.
when you're in Vegas, they're clean, man. I'm talking about like no, obviously like an Alabama hooker. No, absolutely
you
not.
want a fancy one, right? A classy.
You know what you sound like? You sound like a guy who just got a Vegas hooker.
No, that's not true. I would never do that. I have like $18.
You don't understand. They're really clean there. They are.
Yeah, no, they're fine. They're great. No, that's awesome. I like them.
Okay.
I like the Vegas hookers. They're cool.
All right.
You never got a Vegas hooker, Cecil?
I married one.
You married one? You did. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you did marry one. That's pretty funny. See, that was probably a bad idea. Retro, like looking in hindsight.
Get paid?
Yeah, that was probably a good idea. See, I wouldn't marry the hooker. I'd just, like spend the night with the hooker, maybe watch a movie, right? Because you can pay for the whole night.
You're gonna cuddle and watch a movie with a hooker? I thought you didn't like to cuddle.
No, not the cuddle, just the watch.
Just to watch. Okay. Don't touch me, but we can watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be just like the one show, Jeffrey Dahmer, when he makes them watch Exorcist 2.
Oh, I know that's not supposed to be funny, but the memes that came out of that.
I just want to
kind of funny.
relax.
It's, you know,
By
it's,
the way, it was Exorcist 3, which is an excellent movie. By the way,
yeah.
He agrees with them, or
I agree. No, it kind of. I was like, maybe this guy's not so bad because Exorcist 3 was like.
he's coming at Anna for Hitler, but he's like, this guy's not so bad. He ate people, but it's all good.
Yeah.
He's got good taste in movies.
But he said he watches it when he told the guy, I watch it it's my favorite movie. I watch it every day. And yeah, it is a really good movie. I kind of admire his dedication to watch it every day. But I don't know if I could do that. But Exorcist, do not watch Exorcist 2. Just watch 1 and 3. 2 was just like a nightmare.
It's
horrible.
You know what's weird is about that CECIL is everyone was really angry at the Dahmer show that people were like enjoying it. Because it's entertainment, like first thing.
Because he was gay, and they didn't like the fact that it was a gay.
Yeah, they got mad about that, but it's like it's history. They're not going to change history because it upsets you.
Well, now listen, Amanda. For the thing is, gay people can't do bad things.
Oh, I forgot. You're right.
So that's the whole point. Is they're not bad people. They're good. They're always good. They're only good.
They're only good.
Definitely nothing negative ever happens. Camelot is running for political office. That is not true, Patrick.
Oh no, he booted himself. Let's see how long
I'm surprised I haven't dropped off.
I know.
I don't know what I just clicked.
He was like, I'm not running by
What did I
fake
just
news.
click?
I'm out. StreamYards is like the buttons are weird. I've accidentally hit buttons and gotten kicked out of the stream before.
I just like it just disappeared. I was like, oh shit, did I just like end the stream? Oh my god. Yeah.
No panic.
I haven't even been drinking. That's weird. But yeah.
That's your problem. Go get a drink.
I immediately said gay people can do no wrong, and I get kicked. See, they're all bigots.
Oh my god.
All of them. They're all bigots.
I'm trying to drive right now with my feet so I can reach the back seat and get my bottle.
What's in your bottle? Is it whiskey?
Yeah, it's whiskey.
Oh, there you go. You're good to go. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to type stuff and I'm stupid. Can't do it right. Can't do right. Yeah, dude, it's wild as hell. I watched. So I've been trying to watch like more stuff and keep it with more stuff. But the more I watched of new like media, the less I wanted to. So I've been watching through Rambo and shit. Like I'm just watching through the Rambo series because I've never watched it before. Like the franchise. And it's fantastic. I'm on 3 right now.
He's in Afghanistan helping the Taliban.
Yeah, it's dude. It's
fantastic. That's kind of that's an awkward movie. Like, it was before 9/11. Oh wait, you guys the bad guy?
Well, I mean, he is pretty bad. Like, there's a lot of situations where he just goes in and just starts murdering everybody that's like not even kind of involved. Like,
wait until you get to Rambo 4. That's I think it's just called Rambo, and it's him in Cambodia. There's the best scene is him with a .50 caliber just blowing people.
Oh, I saw that one in theaters. That was like,
yeah, that's great.
God, he was blowing people in half. Yeah, he was awesome. Yeah, I think that's the one. I think that's where the meme of him just doing the thumbs up is from.
And then the last one is his niece gets kidnapped by like Mexicans and they put her in a whorehouse and he has to go like kill 1 million, like a cartel. So it's pretty that's pretty intense.
Yeah, I like how he just kills everybody. Like that's the whole reason I'm watching it is because he just kills everyone. And I'm
He's got one solution to all of his problems.
Yeah, just kill him, man. Just kill him.
It's very simple. Yeah, like mailman brings the bills. I don't want bills. Kill the mailman. It's very simple for Rambo. Just kill.
Yeah. Well, now I do have to put it out there. I preferred the first one over everything because he's just in the woods in this town and he is just obliterating all these normal ass people and then just goes to jail. I kind of like that one a lot. It's fun.
But you like Rambo when he the part 2 where they break him out of jail so he could go rescue the guys in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And then when he puts the exploding arrowhead,
that one guy just explodes. He just explodes that poor bastard in half. Yeah, dude. I wish we had more movies like that. I feel like John Wick's kind of similar. I watched John Wick 4 yesterday. It was fantastic. I won't spoil it, but it was fantastic. I still think I prefer the second one, but it was really good. And people were complaining. So I'll go to message boards and stuff like that and read, and people were complaining that John Wick 4 was woke. And I'm like, I don't notice anything woke about it. It's like there's an Asian man that's blind and he's just so good. And I'm like, yeah, is that a woke feature? I don't think it's a woke feature. Like,
what? There's a blind Asian.
Like, I'm pretty sure Asians.
Is that what you said?
Are in? Yeah, it was like, well,
a blonde or blind?
Blind.
Yeah, but that's a trope in a million like karate movies. The blind. Yeah, I mean they even did it with Rutger Hauer in Blind Fury.
Yeah, that's the and. There's nothing really. Yeah. There's nothing really like. There's one scene.
That's not woke.
Yeah, there's this one scene where this girl, like, is kicking some asses. She's kicking a lot of asses, and it's like a 5-minute scene of her kicking some asses. And they're like, girls beating up dudes is woke. And I'm like, but she's like a trained godlike fighter.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point. Is she's not just a normal lady. She's like been training her entire life. Like, and these other guys are just goons with guns. So of course they're gonna get their ass kicked. And if she didn't just slap them, she had to stab a dude 97 times.
See, that's not. If it would be woke if she just if you didn't know she was some. I didn't see the movie, but from what you just described, like when they just throw some girl that just all of a sudden is just like really good at fighting and just kicks everyone.
No,
like
dude,
but no, if she's like trained, I like that when they put backstory like that.
Yeah, she's trained. She's ready to go, and the big dudes grab her and throw her like a football half the time, and she just smashes the wall. Like they throw her like 30 feet. Like so
she still messes up. She's not perfect. Yeah,
it's acknowledging that she's little and doesn't because she stabs a dude and he falls down, and she stabs him like 97 times, and he's like crawling away. And I'm like, damn, like because it's taking some work. And then
wait, who didn't like Kill Bill? Kill Bill when she takes on the crazy 88. No one was complaining about that. She killed like 100
that was
dudes.
the coolest shit. Well,
I love Kill Bill.
It's because Pai trained her. The Pai guy. Like, dude, Kill Bill is like one of my favorite freaking movies.
Yeah.
God, I love that shit. Yeah, gotta love it. It's so good.
If I drop out, it's because my phone is about to die.
Rip. Real quick before your phone dies, Outlaw 2 says, thank you for the great guest. Remember, chat, YouTube takes 30% if you donate on a mobile app. It's another 10% off top. Well, that's if it's on iPhone. Locals takes 10%, while Rumble takes 20%. Support your creators you enjoy. Thank you, Outlaw 2, so much. I love you. I appreciate you. It's the first red super chat of the night, getting us 40 from Neck and Snake and 540 from Fight Milk. And I think Anna's doing an orange juice thing. I don't know for sure. But Amanda, Wicked Virtue, is doing Fight Milk if we happen to hit it. So get that on it. Thank you, Outlaw 2. I love you. You're sexy.
Got rum. I'm ready.
Oh, rum. Oh my God. I wish I had rum, but I don't because I drank it all. See, like it sucks, man, when you get real drunk and then all of a sudden all your alcohol is gone. And then you're like,
how'd that happen?
Oh, it's because I got really, really drunk. God. Thank you, Mike Park. I love you. I appreciate you with a little heart. Don't forget to calculate those. I am Outlaw 2. Thank you, Mike Park. You're go to this hell. Appreciate you, baby. God, man, I had a thing on my mind and it's freaking completely gone now. I hate when that happens, man. It's something about John Wick, but yeah, John Wick is great. If you like the other John Wick movies, you'll freaking love it. It's just more of the same. Fantastic.
You just did a curly from the Three Stooges. I'm trying to think, but nothing's happening.
Dude, that's me all the time. And I've noticed that when I sip on whiskey, while I'm streaming, it's way easier to just
lubricated. You're lubricated.
Yeah, but then I'm like, man, but if I do that, I'll be an alcoholic. So stream every other day.
That's just a fancy word for addict.
Yeah, dude, I'd be destroyed. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely insane. Yeah, Rudy. Oh, so Rudy has a great point. Real quick, says Camelot. YouTube has your thumbnail says upcoming the entire show, even if you reload it. Yeah. So this has been a thing for YouTube for like a week now. I don't know what's going on. Maybe 2 weeks now. That when you're live, there is a chance that YouTube doesn't show you live. It just says you're upcoming live.
That's what happened.
I noticed that.
Which absolutely destroys your concurrent viewership. It nukes it. I watched somebody the other night, and they usually have 2,000 people, and they had 900, and it says upcoming. It just says upcoming. It doesn't even say they're live. So something's going on with that. And it says people are waiting, and usually people would only join a show if it's live. So that's cutting out 50% of people. So pretty weird. But luckily the people that follow you that are core members, core people, they always know when you're live, so they just know to click that bitch.
Yeah, you get the notification at least, but if you don't have notifications on, then yeah.
Ginger says, would you say John Wick matches Matrix for Reeves' most iconic role? Yeah, John Wick is easily, I think, Keanu Reeves' most iconic role. Obviously, there's Bill and Ted, which is a little bit less iconic, even though I love that shit. I would say I like George Carlin in those movies. But then there's, he's in that. Matrix 1 is great, and I enjoy the second one too. You know what? I even enjoy the third one. But the newest one was garbage. I hated it. I thought it was awful. The fact that
Matrix 1.
Yeah, what was it? It was like Neo was never the one all along. It was actually Trinity. And I'm like, oh, fuck this. Like,
Oh, wow.
they just changed it all. It's like, oh, Trinity's actually the one.
I didn't see the new one.
God, it's so bad. It was so bad. There was a few cool scenes, but it was pretty garbage. And then like the main guy was just a super god that could just stop time and just kill everybody.
This is how you know men are better directors than women, because when they were men, they put out Matrix 1, but when they were women, they put out Matrix 4.
Damn. Mike Park says, I was the Asian kid in the diner at Wicked. I found a girl who was too cool to pass up. She's not a virgin, but we got married last year. She's not a virgin? Oh, damn, it sucks. Love you, Camelot. Wait. I was the Asian kid in the diner. Wicked. What does that mean, Wicked?
Maybe he played magic in a diner?
Oh,
that was a thing. Yeah.
Well, he got married. Look
Well,
at
good for you. I'm happy for you. That's
Not-
awesome.
He wasn't a virgin though, so that kind of sucks. Damn. I would never marry a woman that wasn't a virgin. I don't really understand that appeal, to be honest. Like, why would you, dude? Look, I gotta be honest. I prefer girls that are kind of seasoned. And the reason I say that is because like they're ready to go. They're like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're good at what they do. I'm trying to not be as graphic as last time. They can wrangle you like a 5-speed transmission, right? Whereas like a girl that's not been around the block, she's gonna be like a starfish. It's gonna be lame, you know?
Cecil, we can hear all of the traffic.
Everything that's happening.
Oh, you can? Oh. Oh, there must be microphone in this headset. All right, let me mute myself. Sorry.
Very pleasant.
Somebody said better for pair bonding, Chris Cola. Yes, I know that aspect of it, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it's good for on the woman's part for pair bonding, but I'll pair bond with you. All right, I'm like the damn sex dragon from Rick and Morty. I can just bond with you. Like it doesn't matter who I've been with. But yeah, I understand that aspect of it. But like, is that like a thing that is offensive when people ask you that question?
What is it? What's the question?
If somebody asks you like, how many dudes have you been with?
Well, it depends on how well I know them on if I'll answer or not.
What if you got so what if you have a guy and you're like hanging out, you're dating a little bit, and maybe let's say you've already smashed the pisses. What if he's like, hey, like how many people have you been with? Like, is that like a weird question? And do you answer it honestly?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ashamed of my number. It's more shocking when you hear the guy's number, to be honest.
Why? Because it's high?
It's usually pretty high. Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually pretty high. But then it's also like if it's low, it's like
yeah.
You're used to the high number, so yeah.
Well, it's also like if a guy is only like if it's a very low number, it's like why? You know, that's my
What's
biggest
wrong with
yeah. See, this is the girl thing. So, well, guys. So I know I'm not typical when I understand why guys prefer a lower number. I get it. I don't really care. I guess I'm a little different in that aspect. But the issue is, like, women will be like you just said, like if a guy has a lower number, why? That's weird. That's creepy. I don't know. It's weird. Freaking me out a little bit. Like because like women want a man that's more desirable, obviously, right? Like that.
Well,
makes
it's not
sense.
just that; it's also experience. Like, I don't know if the guy isn't really that good, and it's like, what's your number? And then they give a low number. It's like, oh, that's why you have no experience. Because it's like, it's kind of the same thing with sports. Do you want a rookie or do you want like an all-star player, right?
Yeah. See, dude, I agree with you. So, because my number is outrageous because I was on Tinder for years, man. But so for example, what would be a good non-embarrassing number for a guy? For both of you, what would you prefer?
Like the teens to 30s.
And that would be like, okay, he's seasoned and ready, good to go.
Well, that's like, okay, that's reasonable. Once you get like 50 and above, then it's like, what the hell are you doing, man?
But would that keep you from being like in a relationship with them if they were obviously clean? Like they showed you the papers and you went with them to the health department.
No, I'm not going to judge someone because of their past.
Okay, cool. What about you, Amanda?
Well, I wouldn't say like super low would be embarrassing. I would say, I don't know. Let me think. I guess if someone's only been with like mine, it's gonna be very low. But if someone's like, I've only been with like 2 girls, I wouldn't be like embarrassed for them. But it kind of would be like, oh, like how she said, like kind of like, well, why, you know?
Well, it would be.
But I also wouldn't judge you, like you said, like someone's over like 50, I'd be like, well, that's a lot. But like if
Yeah.
like you said, if they're clean, why I'm not gonna judge you.
Right. So
Yeah.
like the I think the scary part about that would be if a guy was like, I'd been with only 2 girls.
What's the scary too much? What's the scary too much number?
It's scary too much?
Like 200 and above.
That would be a lot.
That is a lot. So it's like, well,
200? That's what you consider scary? 200. That's a lot.
that is a lot. Exactly. That's like really. I remember I dated this one guy and he's like, I honestly don't know. And I was like, how do you not know? And they're like, I just don't know.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know either. I have an idea though. I don't know.
100%. I agree. I know it's probably over 100, but I have no. I never really kept like I was counting a little bit like when I first started hanging out with Tinder, just kind of in my mind to where I could loosely be like, oh well, there's that girl that you know, like 4 or 5, and then I never thought about it again. So there's no way in hell I'd ever be able to tell you an accurate number. So like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to even tell you. Like the fact that somebody would know 200, like
I mean, if you met someone and you clicked with someone and you went on a couple dates with them, and if you slept with them, and it's like now all of a sudden you care what their numbers, like I would think you would be more if that's something that really matters to you, that would be something you ask before.
Well, some dudes are dick bags, and they like well, I guess I shouldn't say some dude. I was definitely that dude at one point. I might still be that dude, but some guys they won't be with you.
The saying is men
Like
judge
I won't
women.
be with me, or I won't be with them.
Like he wouldn't be with you. Like if you had let's say you had a high number and this guy like, well, of course he'll have sex with you, of course, but he wouldn't like be in a relationship with you. Is what I'm saying. Because guys are can be shitty that way, and I've been that guy. And now, granted, I wouldn't be with anybody, so that makes sense. So,
yeah, that's why I don't know. I wouldn't even ask now because I'm not planning on ever getting married. So
well, there you 100 exactly. I agree. I don't remember the last time I ever asked a girl that. I don't think I've ever been.
Yeah. Don't ask questions you don't want the fucking answer to either.
Yeah, because girls, dude, like any girl that is not obese and like decently attractive, she can pretty much hook up with any dude that she sees in public if she wanted to. All she'd have to do is simply ask. Like, it's
different.
It's like
Cody, I had to do mine pre-Tinder, by the way. I was running up the fucking score with fucking the old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way, going to bars.
Yeah.
So, well, how did you meet up with girls like in the 20s? I mean, in the 80s.
The 1920s.
You're like,
well,
hey,
it was a lot easier because I would go to the speakeasies and the women there, they were dishes and they sure were loose. Well, there was like a 6 or 7 year run where I only dated strippers, so it was like numbers were getting ridiculous. But I was a New York party person. I would be out fucking 7 nights a week.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I feel like you could be real successful.
I was in shape.
Yeah, you could be real successful with that.
What? No, but I was in shape. I had money, and I was always partying, and always had a bag of cocaine on me, which helps. Girls love the way that shit smells. Yeah,
your cologne.
I did that for years. What?
I said, as long as it smells better than your cologne.
Oh, fuck off.
We were into a concert and we were waiting in line for like the drinks, and he's standing right next to me and I could smell him, and it was like horrific. And I was like, are you wearing cologne? And he's like, yeah. And I was really drunk, and I was like, you smell horrible.
Oh my God.
All right. I don't trust this bitch's nose anyway. She fucking drowns all of her fucking food, like She burns her steak, puts Mio in fucking whiskey. Like, what do you know? I was happy because it was the first time I was using it. It was a gift. It was Burberry cologne. Burberry.
It smells terrible.
Yeah, I don't.
Everybody likes it. I don't usually wear cologne, so I just got it as a gift. I almost never wear cologne. It's like the first. If this bitch comes and rains on my parade like that, like you stink, and I'm like, fuck you.
I don't.
Well, at least you had the cocaine to get rid of the smell of the cologne for the ladies that you met at the strip.
I never wear cologne. I barely ever wore cologne my whole life. I just got it as a gift, and I wear it like the first time, and within 10 minutes, you come over and tell me I stink.
I don't. I've never wore cologne except for like when I was 16, and then like I had the Axe body spray when I was a kid because I was.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Remember you couldn't go into a mall without smelling Axe body spray.
It smells like paint.
Oh my god, it's everywhere.
It smells like automotive paint. It's weird, and it's still, dude. It's weird. It's like you go back in time. It's like very nostalgic. When I go to the gym, and once in a blue moon, there's like a bottle of like Old Spice or sitting there, like a spray bottle, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, it takes me back to like my teenage years where everybody had like Axe body spray and Old Spice and shit, and they were just spraying it all over themselves. It was gross. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Patrick T says Anna was nice to me. Anna's nice to me too. Anna's always been super nice to me. She's never been mean to me once.
I wish I could say the same.
But she's only mean to CECIL, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean to a few other people too.
I don't know.
She gets the poison out with me. She's nice for everybody else.
Yeah, I just text Anna. I'm like, you should come on my show tonight, and she's like, okay. And I'm like, all right, cool. And that was it. Like, it's that easy, you know. So, and it's short notice as hell too, man. I'm so short notice.
Yeah. She's a real sweetheart.
Speaking of real sweethearts, real quick, Zucchini in Rumble says that satanic freak murdered Christ kids, I guess Christian kids, because people in Tennessee had resolved to deny LGBTQ monsters access on them. Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. That's what people on Twitter are like blaming it. They're like, oh, they're blaming politicians for blah blah, and I'm like that. It's just a mental illness thing, and we don't in this country. We do not. We have
also,
no for mental illness.
Stream got ripped down tonight.
Real? What? Why did stream get ripped down?
So just in the middle of the stream, just got YouTube pulled the plug. They were talking about
he was talking about that?
I guess they weren't and I guess they weren't praising, using his pronouns and praising him.
Oh yeah. Well, that dude. We're in a really, really weird time where, like, a
guy can murder kids, and it's like, hey, you're being mean to him. We're gonna take your fucking stream down.
Well, yeah, that's obvious. Yeah, that's weird. But the fact that I feel like people were kind of coming around and kind of getting more conscious and like reasonable, and then stuff like this happens, and it comes back to where people ignore mental health and they get angry at AR-15s again. And I'm like, oh my god, like. 99% of gun murder is handguns, but like no one's talking about that. They only want the AR-15s because it's what the TV shows you, and there is no funding and no support when it comes to mental health. Like it is, we are us like Western countries, Canada, you know, us, the UK, places like that, they encourage it. They encourage mental health, like 10 times 10. Let's go, please, please, please. But those are the only countries that do it. And there's a reason why, like, that these things are happening in this country, and it's almost exclusively everything that happens is somebody that's suffering from some kind of extreme form of mental health.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and like no one wants to talk about it. They just want to talk about banning guns, and I'm like, that's not going to change anything.
Well, that's exactly right, because in the UK they don't have guns and people run people over with cars. I didn't know this. I like to follow this one famous pug, and this pug apparently is in this town in Ireland.
A pug?
It's a pug that can't run, and it had this video of it viral because it has some neurological things, so it goes like this.
Yeah.
And it can't run. And there's a song, you can find it on YouTube. Just type in the pug that can't run. And the pug was from Belfast, Ireland. And apparently Belfast, Ireland has the #1 hospital in the world for taking care of stab wounds. Because all of the gang members there, they don't have guns, so they just stab each other. And I'm like,
yeah, there's like the stabbing.
Shit.
Yeah, there's massive stabbings in the UK. There's no guns, but they're just stabbing each other.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean now
It doesn't take away the like. Yeah, if you want to kill somebody, you grab a gun because it's the most effective. But then if not, I mean, the number one thing used for murders in the United States is not guns. It's just blunt objects. People get beaten to death more than anything.
Yep.
It's like you're never going to ban murder. It's like, I mean, or stop murder by taking away guns. Like they'll just hit you over the head with something. We go back to caveman shit, and it's like in UK, everybody, stab.
Well, that one guy that Nick was covering the trial, the guy that took it like the van and ran through the parade of people. I mean, he didn't use a gun. He literally drove through people. People will start. You take away the guns, people will start doing that. They'll start stabbing. They'll find other ways to murder you.
Yeah, I'm what I would be worried
about. Crazy, you want to kill, you'll find a way.
I'm worried about that transition period where, let's say, somehow without some kind of civil war, like all guns were banned or removed. And without civil war, somehow that was able to be obtained. Like, there's going to be a transition of like 50 years where it's open season on just normal ass people until somehow guns are weeded out from society.
Well, that's Mexico. Guns are illegal in Mexico, and look how
Only the cartel.
Yeah.
Only the criminals have it. So.
Yeah, it's Mexico recently. A couple cities in Mexico became the most dangerous places on earth, including every single country that is in the Middle East. And there's like 3 cities in Mexico that became recently, I think within the last year or two, became the most dangerous as far as murder rate in the entire world. And like you said, guns are illegal there. Now I don't really know the parameters around that, but yeah.
No, the guns are illegal, so anybody that's law abiding can't have a gun at all. And they're just massive criminals with guns. So it's like an outlaw country, basically. It's being run by outlaws. Small towns are just the guys with the guns are the bad guys who don't follow the law, and everybody just has to fucking live beneath them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
And that's what America would turn into also. It'd be like, okay, what would a murderer care about breaking a gun law? It's like, I would kill you, but I don't want to break the gun laws. It's like, what? I don't give a fuck.
Yep. I don't really know what. It's weird because you'll see like activists that want guns banned. They'll claim they don't want guns banned. They just want AR-15s banned in certain magazine types. And then you'll see them tweeting that all guns should be banned. And I'm like, you just said you're not for gun bans.
Yeah, because
you're like,
it's once you get one, you don't stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Activists don't stop when they get what they want. It's just, remember like a few years ago, it was like gay marriage. Now it's like, fucking transitioning kids. It's like, once you get what you want, then you go for the next thing. It's like the next. Get AR-15s, now I want handguns. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever. You're an activist. You're not going to stop. You never get what you want. You always want something more, whatever your cause is.
Yeah.
And it gets more extreme and more extreme and more extreme the more that you get. Yeah.
It's moving towards the fact that the Second Amendment is no longer for people. It's activists are saying that it was actually meant for the National Guard.
Oh my God, no.
And I'm like, it literally says in the hands of people, not a military.
Right.
Like,
well, not only that, it's like we wouldn't have even been able to have a revolution if it wasn't for the people rising up against Britain and, taking our country.
So they literally wrote the law because they're like, government becomes too powerful, and the people have to be able to take care. If the government becomes tyrannical, the people have to be able to fight back.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's why it's our Second Amendment for a fucking reason. But
thank God for Alabama. Like, it's just, dude, you can just go in, you can go to a store here. And now look, I'm not necessarily saying this is like the right way to do it, but you can go into a store here and buy a gun in like 3 seconds. You can be like, whoa, let's go. And they'll do a background check. But it's like a really fast one. They're like, give me 7 seconds. You're like, all right, cool. And they're like, you're good to go. And I'm like,
so a majority of California is like very pro everything else, and the 2 cities that ruin the state do that. But one of the sheriffs in the county where my dad lives, our governor threatened to take away our concealed carry. And so he was like, all right, everyone that applies is going to get like basically approved as long as you're not like a killer, have a history of, bad of crime. So like me and my sisters and our entire family basically got ours approved like instantly, which was really cool. But it's still a pain in the ass. I'm like, if it's our Second Amendment, shouldn't we be able to like just walk around with them? Like,
Yeah.
You could do that in Alabama.
I know, but it should be the entire country. You should be able to, because it's like, okay, I'm not a full grown man. I will never, be a full grown man. So if I'm like walking at night and, there's a bad guy or something, it's like, well, so I would have to take my gun out of my purse to show that I can protect myself. Whereas if I could just have it on my side, then that guy knows not to fuck with me from the beginning.
That's open carry. You want open carry.
Yeah,
I think the entire country should be open carry.
yeah. I don't
A lot of
necessarily
places
disagree. Yeah, but what activists would tell you is, in that situation, we would just make attacking small young girls illegal, so you'd be safe.
Oh yeah, that totally solves that problem.
Works.
And then the other fact of the matter is, like, well, you could just carry like pepper spray. You don't have to kill people. And it's like, how about I just make 100% sure that
How about people don't attack me and then they won't die?
Yeah.
I don't want to die. How about you just don't kill me? That's what I want.
Yeah, but Anna, also just heads up, if you are walking alone at night, have your hand in your purse already on the gun.
Yeah.
No shit, Sherlock. I'm just.
Well, you're like, well, why now I have to go get it out? No, just be aware of your surroundings.
So much can happen in a split second.
Yep.
Like you just aren't looking at
and
something bad happens, right? Like,
Yep.
What if you're sneezing, right? You pull your hand out to sneeze, and then that's when something happens. So, if the person knows that you're armed to begin with, they're most likely not going to fuck with you. Are you going to fuck with the person that you can physically see has a gun, or the person that doesn't look imposing that you can't tell if they have a gun?
No. I'm not saying you're not right. I'm just saying, like, if you do have to keep it concealed, then at least,
I know, but then it's also like the problem. I mean, I was talking with you about this. It's like, yeah, when I'm here in the state, I obviously have my stuff with me. But when I go into a con, you can't have pepper spray. You can't have a taser. Obviously, you can't have a gun. You can't have blades of any kind. So it's like when you're traveling from state to state, obviously, yeah, you can't take that stuff on planes because of fucking terrorists.
Well, you got to, unfortunately, especially since you're dressed in like kind of like skimpy cosplays and stuff, you got to just go with people. Go with your boyfriend. Go with friends.
But that's the thing. I shouldn't have to. I should be able to.
No, I know you shouldn't have to, but you got to use your head just because. It's not
I know
fair,
that.
But it's not fair. I agree, but
self-preservation. Like, I get up every night and I lock all my doors and double check, and I can't go to sleep without doing it. I'm like, check everything, make sure the alarm's good. I make sure everything's good. Like, so like I just it's just peace of mind. And my roommate I used to have like 2 years ago. She was like 4'11", 90 pounds, and she'd be like, "Hey, I'm going to Walmart." And this is pre-COVID, so Walmart was open like 24/7. And she'd be like, "I'm going to Walmart," and it's like 2 a.m. And I'm like, "No, don't go to Walmart." And she's like, "Oh, why?" I'm like, "You don't need to be going to Walmart at 2 a.m. alone." And she's like, "Well, I need to do this thing." And she would be adamant. So I was like,
down there.
I was like, fuck. Yeah. I was like, I'll just go with you. And I didn't want to go, but I went with her because I'm like, look, you are a tiny little monster. Like, there's no way. Somebody
you got to use your head. You got to use your head. Like, don't get yourself in situations. It sucks. Like I said, it shouldn't be that way, but it is. It just is.
Yep.
Walmart's sketchy at 12 in the afternoon, so 2 a.m. Like you're.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Some stuff.
Kyle Klukin says, currently the state where I live in, Minnesota, is trying to pass gun laws for worse than New York and California. It's rough, man. That would blow. Patrick T says, revisit the threat statutes. I had Shia LaBeouf literally kick my car. I was packing and you still wanted some. What? You had Shia kick your car, Patrick? I don't know about that. I don't know, but did that really happen? Because that sounds kind of like a fun time. I'm gonna be honest.
It sounds fun. You want to kick your car?
Yeah, I want Shia LaBeouf to kick my car. That dude's a psycho, but I like him because he's not like a political psycho. He's just a psycho. Like
straight
I kind of like that better. Like when they're just like straight up real psychos, like not because they don't like bleed their psycho.
Child actors, man.
Yeah,
some of them are okay. I feel like there's only a couple that are okay. Like Hillary Duff, she seems all right. Like she didn't get all messed up. But, she kind of got out of it.
Normal thing. She got married. She had kids, and unfortunately, she got divorced now. But I mean,
rip.
Yeah.
Rip.
Britney's all right. Britney Spears.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
dude,
they're doing wonderfully.
She got picked up by the police the other day and she was wandering around LA naked.
Yeah.
Amanda Bynes, the Amanda Show. That's what happens.
Yeah, That's sad, man. Jesus.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, but you
Rest
see,
in
like
peace.
Lindsay Lohan was in court, and she's just like, "Oh, I can't afford to go to therapy," and she's wearing like $1,200 heels.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Yep. That's what happens, man. They just man, I don't know, man. I've kind of weaned off it a little bit. I've kind of a little bit better about it, but man, there was a time period where I like detested celebrities, all of them. Like I just detested their like entire existence because they're like, well, and you have to be this way to be a celebrity. I get it. You have to be like violently narcissistic. I totally understand. But you have to be able to get to that high. You have to be narcissistic. You have to be like just the worst kind of person in the world to get to those heights. So I get it. But God, like their self-important like nature, social media made it way worse than it ever was for me. Like I didn't really have a problem. I just didn't really care about them. You know how people get starstruck? I was never like that. If I saw a celebrity walk by, I would just be like, oh, look at George Lucas. But you know, whatever. But the advent of social media and celebrities being on social media ruined everything because celebrities have the worst opinions on earth. Like they have opinions like, oh, all guns should be banned, and it's like, but you like live in an armed fucking like mansion, and it's like, it's
They're out of touch.
Right, you travel with armed bodyguards. He's like, look, I don't need a gun, and it's like you have 3 bodyguards that are fucking Navy SEALs that are strapped. It's like,
yeah,
wow, that's really brave of you. What about the fucking guy who runs a candy store in New York City? No gun for him. No. He's
exactly.
got to fucking learn karate.
No, and like Leo, it's like, oh, we got to save the planet while he's flying around on a private jet.
Oh, dude, I was about to say that too. Like, like Lewis Hamilton, for example, he's a Formula One driver. He's like the goat. And every time, at some point in the year, he does this thing where he's talking on TV or tweeting about how we need to completely get rid of all emissions and save the world. The planet's dying. And I'm like, dude, you are on a private jet 330 days a year, flying across the planet, racing in a freaking 1,000 horsepower vehicle that's a combustion engine, and you're telling other people that they shouldn't be able to have like cars that are combustion engines.
You know how they justify it? They're like, I burn it so that I could get the message out. Which
exactly.
Yeah. Because Leonardo DiCaprio was caught on like the biggest boat in the world. I think it burns like, I forget how many hundreds of gallons of fuel an hour. This thing was like a mega yacht. It burns a few hundred gallons an hour, and he's on it for weeks. And this motherfucker is lecturing people.
Yep.
Like, and they gave him an award in France for fucking like an environmental reward. And he went and flew around the world. He went to go pick up like Tobey Maguire in Japan on a private jet to bring him to the fucking award ceremony.
Jesus Christ.
Like, yeah, they're like completely out of touch. And they're like, yeah, but we're bringing attention to it, which helps save the world. So it's okay if we do it.
Yep.
Like, get the fuck out of it.
It's the rule. It's the rules for thee, not me. That's how it's always been. It's been that way since forever. Politicians do it. Everybody, like all those people do it. Like it's like old Gavin Newsom, where he was like preaching that, like on a podium with a mask on, of course, on a podium, that everybody like you can't see your families, you got to skip holidays, you can't go to funerals, can't do all of this, and then like the next day, and then the day after, and then the day after, he's caught on video partying with celebrities maskless.
Yeah, has a whole restaurant rented out that only.
That pissed me off, and he made everyone else's vineyards close except for his, and so that pissed me off because my grandfather died during COVID. He didn't have COVID; he was dying of dementia, and so we couldn't have a funeral. There was a fucking police officer there to make sure that there was no more than 7 people in the funeral parlor. Like we couldn't have a funeral for my grandpa. Yeah. And I'm like, you literally have like a cop, an armed cop watching to make sure nobody comes and like gives condolences to my grandmother who's in her 80s. And then we couldn't even, so my grandfather, he was a veteran. So we had to have the service at the veteran, what is it called? Graveyard. And so they're like, you're not allowed to walk there to like see his casket go down. But what you can do, and this is like the guy just felt so bad for us that he's like, you can go up to the flagpole. Like we can't ban you from going up to the flagpole. So in the middle of summer, it was over 110 degrees outside. We went up to the flagpole, me and my family, with my 80-something-year-old grandmother, and we had to watch with binoculars to see his, casket get put down into the ground. And it was, and then the next day we see the stuff with freaking Newsom. I hate that man.
Yep, it's the same situation. It's the rules for the thing, and until those issues are fixed, I will never ever trust any politician. I don't care who it is. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they do. I don't care about 100% of them across the board. They're all full of shit. 100%.
Yeah.
That's why I can't wait to get out of fucking New York. Like all the politicians did that shit to the people here too. People couldn't go to fucking funerals. People couldn't visit their fucking people that were dying in the hospital. People died alone in the hospital for no reason, no fucking reason. And yeah, I can't wait to get the fuck out of New York, man. Yeah, and
it's the crazy thing is until certain things happen, nothing will ever change, and it probably actually will never change, to be honest. But
it won't, because they would vote Newsom in the day after he got caught. The idiots who couldn't visit their own family in the hospital would still vote for him. Yeah,
they would, and until certain things change, and that's like the fact that it's 2023 and there's no term limits for people in DC. They can just be in office for 70 years.
I know.
The fact that that's a thing, it'll never be fixed. Because
honestly, I think one of the biggest problems is how much money they make. If they didn't make any money from being in these positions, if it was volunteer only, do you think all of those people would be politicians? Hells to the fuck no.
Their pay is not that great, and they make all their money on insider information. They know the contract. They make and they have a law that they can't be charged with insider trading. Anybody else would go to jail for life, except the Senate and Congress are exempt from insider trading, meaning they decide which company is going to get a few $billion contract, and they know a few weeks before they announce it. They all buy the stock for the company, and then they make the announcement. There's literally stock trackers that trace their transactions, and you could get rich just by following what they did.
Yep, that's one of the biggest issues with 2020 is, and people still to this day, people that were opposed to the conversation about it still will get angry at you. But what people didn't realize is the reason why DC and Congress and everybody was interested in forcing OSHA to make vaccine mandates for all across the country, because they couldn't do it because it's unconstitutional. They could make OSHA do it. The reason they were pushing so hard is because every single person in DC had long positions in large positions.
Pfizer. Yeah.
So that was the whole thing. And then you have people, when you tell people this, and they're literally and look, I'm a dumbass motherfucker. I'm not a smart guy, but you'll tell people this, and they'll be like, the vaccine's free. It doesn't cost money. And I'm like, oh my God, how are you this retarded? How are you this retarded? No, it's the government pays for it, billions and billions and billions of dollars. And then the stock increases, and then these politicians are making money. That's the whole point. And they're like, you're just a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, how is this happening?
I'll tell you why, because first thing they did is took over the schools, make sure everybody's dumb. Yep. And then literally people will vote for Garrett. It's man, I wasn't allowed to hold my grandmother's hand while she died last night. It's Gavin Newsom's having dinner with 40 of his friends at a vineyard. No masks on. It's would you vote for him? He's yeah, I like that guy. They just, you know what I mean? Just fucking make people dumb, and you own them. They're just, people are retarded. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, dude, it blows my mind. Just blows my mind, man. And like I said, I don't see it ever changing. I don't see it ever changing, no matter what happens.
Unless people get smarter, and we're not getting smarter. Our phones are getting smarter.
Well, that's the thing. There's no emphasis on intelligence anymore. It's all on popularity. And some of the most popular people and celebrities are fucking retarded. And I say this all the time. If breathing wasn't a reflex, so many people would be dead.
Yeah. I mean, look at what happened. So look at what happened when and they know this too. Look at what happened when the last presidential election was happening, or maybe any election really. They have like people like Nicki Minaj and all these random rapper ladies like interviewing like presidents and like.
It's Cardi B. Cardi B is endorsing Biden. It's like she's talking about a goddamn pussy and like.
Well, that's the funny thing. The biggest threat to freaking the vaccine and COVID was when Nicki Minaj she didn't get canceled, but when she questioned them and she's like, well, my cousin's balls swelled up, and so I don't think that this thing is exactly safe. And then when she was just like, wait, they haven't tested this? This is a brand new thing that they're just giving to people. And then Fauci got in touch with her because he's like, oh shit, she's got 100 million followers. If she starts asking questions, then everyone's going to start asking questions. We got to keep all of our zombies in line.
And then suddenly they're not making as much money on their
they get canceled. The chick in the Black Panther, the girl who played the sister, was like, I don't want to get the vaccine. I don't trust it. I think this is bullshit. And they tried to cancel her so badly. They were trying to get her taken out of the movie.
Yeah. Well, they're also mad because she's extremely religious. She's, Catholic, and she, has beliefs, and that's one of the biggest threats to them is that, oh, well, you can't compete with religion.
And also, I believe the guy who did Shazam, he came out and was like, the vaccine bullshit like a few months ago. I have a feeling that's why that movie fucked. I swear to God, they wanted to cancel him badly when he did that.
Yeah, well, who we need to thank for this, and if you look at the vaccination numbers, there's one group that is vastly lower than every other group, and that is Black Americans. And people were confused because they're like, well, Black Americans traditionally like lean left. Why didn't they get it? And it's like, because
they don't trust the government.
Like, so.
Well, it's not only that. If this thing is the worst plague known to man, everyone's going to die. Why are there still so many homeless people? Why didn't any of the homeless die? Why is San Francisco a tent town still?
It should have been wiped out. It should have been ghost town. It should have. Like
the bubonic plague, the first people to die were the poor. The people that survived were the rich. And that's because they could get the fuck out of towns that were infected, and they went to the countryside.
If you were elderly and ill or obese and ill, you could die from COVID. Pretty much everybody else survived. It was elderly and ill, the combination. Elderly would survive it, but elderly and ill died, and obese and ill died. If you didn't have pre-existing conditions and obesity, or pre-existing conditions and being elderly, you were going to survive. It has a 99 point something survival rate. It was never a fucking plague.
Well, it was if you didn't have pre-existing conditions, based on the CDC, the amount of people that actually died was like 14,000.
It's like it was nothing.
I mean, the CDC has these numbers, but people still say, like, I don't know if this is what Helena's talking about. She said, what happened to compassion? 1 million people died. No one wants to be a doctor or nurse anymore. They did their best. I don't think doctors and nurses now it depends on who the doctors are, because they did get $3,600 per COVID death in funding for their hospitals. So that was
it was a bailout for hospitals. A lot of hospitals, so they literally listed every death as a COVID death. So
But as far as actual like people dying literally just from COVID because they got COVID and they didn't have pre-existing conditions, it was less than 15,000 people in the entire U.S.
Almost no kids. Meanwhile, they're still giving kids like as young as like 2 years old the vaccine. There's almost 0 cases of any kid dying of COVID. 0.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are you giving this poison to kids for? Like, what the fuck?
I was talking to someone about this the other day, and it's like, how when you're pregnant, like you can't have anything, you can't have alcohol, you can't smoke, you can't get shots, you can't get any of this stuff. Well, so my eyelash lady was pregnant when COVID was happening, and they told her, they're like, oh, you should take the vaccine because it's going to be good for the baby. And she's like, I can't get like vaccinated for hepatitis when I'm pregnant, but you want to give me a COVID vaccine? Right. It's what?
Helena.
Meanwhile,
real quick, Cecil. Helena says doctors didn't get whatever fictional money you're talking about. No, so hospitals got a grant money of $3,600 per listed COVID death for hospitals. That is an actual thing that happened. That's not a
not the doctors, the hospitals, but
the hospital got it, not the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
The dean of medicine was probably pretty happy about that.
Well, and it's not, you don't even have to blame the doctors for filling that out. The doctors don't usually fill out the paperwork. It's the nurses and like the secretaries that do all of the paperwork, and then they just on it.
Yeah, they're gonna have money for it, so fuck it. But the miscarriage rate has gone up like over like 1,000% in the last 2 years. It's like miscarriages are like happening from blood clots like crazy. That's not reported at all, and it's fucking,
and then
like
what is it? What is it? There's it's like athlete, like professional athlete heart attacks went up by like 2,400% in the last year.
The sudden death
in 2020,
completely healthy people in their prime is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
In 2021, there was, I think, 1,800 athletes worldwide and college and professional, 1,800 heart attacks or cardiac episodes. And I think the year before was 6.
Yeah. And it's like, well, Japan,
it went from six fucking athletes had a heart attack to 1,800 within a year. It's like, and you're going to be like, there's no side effects. These are the healthiest people among them.
And that's Japan. Japan's it was the highest vaccinated country in the entire world, and their death rate's up like 1,000% or more. So, and now look, it's just because even if let's say the side effects that could kill you from the vaccine, let's say it only affects 0.01% of people. That's thousands of people. That's the whole point. Is when it all boiled down to the end of it, years later, now that we have all the numbers from the CDC and whatnot, which still pisses people off. You can cite the CDC now. Now people don't agree for some reason, even though they cited the CDC when it was happening. They're like, the CDC said it. And I'm like, okay, well now CDC says other shit. Now people don't believe it for some reason because I guess it doesn't support whatever they think emotionally. But
because you don't want to, people won't admit when that's an old Mark Twain quote. It's like, it's easier to get somebody to continue believing in obvious lies than to get them to admit they were wrong. Right.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's the obvious thing. But the fact of the matter is, when it will all boil down to it, the vaccine, the side effects from the vaccine were more dangerous by a 0.03% point than COVID actually was.
Right.
Hence why it's gone now and no one talks about it. You know, it's just not a thing anymore.
There's still people getting boosted and still getting, because they can't admit to themselves that they were fucking fooled. They can't, and they can still see them walking around with the masks and fucking getting the boosters, and it's like, dude, fuck out of here.
Yeah, and it's like, don't get me wrong, I don't judge people that are doing that. I don't if you're doing it,
I do.
Yeah, it's like, get on it, dog on it, you know, like have at it if that's what you want to do. It's just like, but don't, like, there were 2 years ago, people were like wishing death on everybody. They wanted to a concentration camp, and now they're saying that never happened. They're saying it doesn't happen now. Oh, that never happened. No one ever wished death on you. No one forced you to do anything. I'm like, what? Like, all my government friends quit their jobs because they were being forced, and they all left. They're like, nope, fuck off. We're done. Like, they literally lost their jobs. Like, what are you talking about forced? You know what forced means? Obviously, somebody didn't come to your house and tie you down and start stabbing you, obviously. But we got to understand what forced means in modern society.
No, but if they went to work without it, they were removed by guards. There was force. There were people went to hospitals, refused to do it, and they were like, no, I'm not going to quit. And they were forced out.
Yep.
It's like, you know, they were like thrown out of the building.
Yeah, I'm just glad it's all over. It's
but now you know what people are capable of.
100%. Yeah, you know now. Like, as long as it somehow becomes politicized. And when it does, like, so if it becomes politicized, if you lean left, you're going to believe whatever they say. If you lean right, you're going to believe whatever they say. If it wasn't ever
I disagree with that, because a lot of Republican politicians were telling people to get this thing.
Yep.
And and the Republican people were like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
They were also invested in Pfizer and Moderna.
Who believes in who believes the government more? It's like, they just are just just don't question anything. Just do what you're fucking told.
I don't know. I've said this for years now, and I believe it. It's that, I mean, they make so much money off of pharmaceuticals. Like, I honestly think that they've already found the cure to cancer. They've obviously found the cure to AIDS. honestly think they found the cure to diabetes, but where's the money in that? Right? If they cure everyone, then they're not going to make any money off of them. When it's something that people have to take every single day to survive, and they're going to pay that bill. I mean, what do they have to give us those cures? Absolutely none. But for some reason, George Soros is like almost 100 fucking years old, right?
Yeah.
And then people bring up Steve Jobs, but Steve Jobs refused treatment. He could have survived and he didn't because he's a crazy hippie. So that's him.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know there's not much evidence to support this, but it is one of the conspiracy theories that I feel like just makes sense, because there is billions and billions and billions and billions, tens of billions of dollars every year going into cancer research. Why the fuck would they turn that off?
Yeah.
They're not turning that off.
Even like the common cold, my mom swears that they know they have a cure to that. That when she was a kid, her mom gave her some kind of like syrup that was from the doctors, and her cold just went away. They have to. I feel like they have to. There's a cure for it, but they make so much money.
A scoop of honey, Amanda. All you need is one
scoop of honey. That's it. That's for
cure your cancer immediately.
Well, no. So there's they honestly, the medicine, even in like the UK, is better than the medicine here in the States. So whenever I fly, I get really sick. Something about the recycled air in planes always makes my tonsillitis flare up. And that's another thing. They won't even fucking they won't take out my tonsils for me because, it's too risky. I'm like, well, maybe get rid of my tonsils and I won't get tonsillitis every year. But so I took, I don't know, whatever that medicine is that you get, like the cold relief or like the throat relief stuff here in the US. Like I had that and then I ran out of it. So I bought some more at just the airport in England. Yeah. And by like the next 2 days, it was completely cured. And that would usually knock me out for 2 weeks. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I looked at the label and I'm like, this actually has fucking medicine in it. They won't even let us have medicine, that we buy over the counter. But for some reason in the UK, you can get it over the counter. It's fucking crazy.
I was talking about this today with somebody at my gym. They were like, I can't remember the last time I went to a doctor for a minor reason, and they just was like, here's a prescription for some random shit that didn't help. And then they went online and researched the shit out of whatever problem they were having, and they started taking some kind of supplement, and it went away immediately. And they're like, what the fuck is this about? Obviously, if there's something extreme going on, there's benefits there. But I feel like going there because you like have some kind of like your stomach hurts or something, they're just gonna be like, here you go, here's some prescription drugs. And it just,
someone said not in the chat, said not true, and I literally just told you a real story.
It's a lie. You lying, Anna. You just make.
I
know. Steph says, I would have lost my job after 20 years of being a nurse if I didn't get it. They said they would withhold Medicare payments to hospitals if 95% of their employees weren't vaccinated. Oh well, yeah, there was a medical mandate in America. Yeah, there was a military and a medical mandate. So yeah, well, in the military you don't have rights.
You know who fucking didn't have to get it? Post office. They said, "Fuck it, we're gonna go on strike." And government, they fucking called their bluff, and they were like, "Fine." So you know who's exempt from it? Congress, Senate, the family of Congress and Senate are exempt from getting the fucking vaccine. The Congress, Senate, and their families are exempt. And the post office.
You know what's weird about that, CECIL, is you can tell people that, and they can't read between the lines. You can be like, look, hey, I know that you think this is a thing, and you might be right, but hear me out. Every politician is heavily invested in these two companies. They're pushing for mandates for this reason from OSHA. Also, they just happen to be exempt from ever having to take it, plus their families. Also, Pfizer and Moderna can't be sued for the next 75 years. They can't be held accountable for anything that might happen as a negative to this drug. Doesn't that seem weird to you? And they're like, you're just a fucking conspiracy theorist. And I'm like, did you not hear anything I just said? Like that, I'm not making this up. And they're like, oh, okay, the government's good. I love them. I love them all. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why can't you just hear the things? Can you not hear them?
It's easier not to think about shit and just believe everything and go along. It's just easier.
It is. You're right.
It's just easier.
And I could understand, dude, I totally get it. I totally understand that when you say things like that, there is a lot of commentators out there. There's a lot of activists out there. There's a lot of people out there that are saying some fucking crazy shit about a lot of shit. But the things that I just said is 100% the truth. And the fact that this is public knowledge. And
It's public knowledge, yeah.
they just lump you into the like crazy conspiracy theorists that are saying that the Fetterman guy was cloned. Like they just lump you in with the same shit. Oh, it's not really Biden, it's a clone. And I'm like, God damn it! Like that's obviously a conspiracy. That's a conspiracy. What I'm saying right now is literally available information for everyone. You can go find it right now. They don't care. They just don't give a fuck. They're like, fuck it. I just think politicians are cool. They want to take care of us.
No, because then they have to come to terms with it that they took something that might be poison and they got tricked. So you're wrong.
Yeah,
well,
they're not dumb.
What's his face? Bill Gates is going around curing children in all these different countries. Meanwhile,
on Epstein Island,
none of his children have ever been vaccinated for anything.
Yeah, no shit.
Think about that.
Well, it's all about money, man. It's all about the money that's involved. It's all
well, he's a big population control guy. My conspiracy theory is this shit's gonna sterilize a certain amount of young people.
Yeah.
That's my.
Well, there's an episode of Stargate SG-1 where they meet race that's a little bit more advanced, and what their plan is, they don't wipe out anyone, they don't go to war, but what they do is they're like, oh well, we have the cure to cancer, we have the cure to diabetes, we have all of these things, so let's get you vaccinated for all of these things. And then they find out, oh well, the birth rate has dropped completely. Nobody can get pregnant because when they cure you for cancer, there's a thing that goes and destroys a woman's uterus. And so then they find out, oh, we've sterilized the entire human race. And so you guys are just going to die out. And then there's no war that destroyed the planet. There's no pollution. They get all of your shit and they just take over your entire planet. And it's like, oh, that's funny.
Well, it reminds me of where Greta Thunberg 5 years ago said the world was going to end in 5 years, and then it never did, and then she deleted the tweet. And look, I've talked about Greta Thunberg a lot before, and people there's a lot of people that think that she's morally good and she's just a good person trying to help. And I'm like, you do realize she gets paid $250,000 for every speaking event, and she's worth $1 million. And they're like, oh, that doesn't matter, dude.
Doesn't matter.
If you offered me, Amanda, look, let's say you're a billionaire influencer, and you were like, hey, Cody, I want you to go say guns are bad to this conference. I will pay you $250,000 to do it.
Per speech.
I would be like, guns are the worst. I hate them. Sign the check. I'll get on the stage and be like, you are all murdering children, you sons of bitches. And I'll cry and shit too. I'll do all of it.
I'll cry.
I'll break down on stage.
For $250,000 of speaking engagement. Yeah.
And I'll do it again. Let's go to Chicago next. I'm going to go to that. We're going to all cities. Let's hit all of them. And they're like, but you really think somebody would question their morals and their actual beliefs for money? And I'm like, yes. All of them will do it. 99.999% of people. There's 8 dudes out there that might not.
Cody's like, I know a hooker that'll fuck for a friend.
I'm all about it, dude. Please, God.
Let's put that in the chat, guys. Put a 1 if yes, 2 if no. Would you do that for $250,000 per speaking engagement?
Oh,
would you go, and it'd be something that you fundamentally are against? Would you do it for $250,000
per engagement? That means every 4 speeches you made $1 million.
One.
Yeah.
He's like, it's...
Okay, so I'm gonna.
I would just do it for 40 speeches, and then I would be like, I was wrong.
I'm going to explain this because there's something very important here, because you're going to notice you'll see a lot of 2s. And I had somebody that emailed me and was so angry because I talked about this a year ago. And you'll see a lot of these 2s. And a lot of these 2s have never even been 100 miles away from $250,000 cash. So they're like, oh yeah, no, not at all. Of course I would never do that. No, I believe in it too strongly. Then you put the $250,000 in front of them and they're like, well, no one will know.
I can't think of much that I wouldn't do for $25,000.
I'm saying, so
$25,000?
Man, I had people.
Wait, did you say $25,000, Anna?
Yeah, no, that's what Legal Vices in the chat says.
Oh.
Yeah. So the issue is,
$600 is my price. and that's for anything.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is, I had a guy say he was he unsubbed from me because I called him a liar because I said he would refuse, or he wouldn't refuse $10 billion to just disagree with somebody that he actually agreed with. I said that.
God.
Would you take $10 billion and all you had to do was say, oh, I I agree with you, and it's something you don't actually agree with. And there was one guy in the chat. He was like, absolutely not. I will never sell out. I'll be bought. And I'm like, you're a fucking liar. You are a fucking liar. You're telling me that you wouldn't make sure your family, your extended family, everyone that you ever have birthed for the rest of the next 30 generations are taken care of and will never have strife in their life. All you have to say is no, and then move on with your life and never think about it again. They're like, no, I would never sell out. And I'm like, you're a fucking liar. Because that would make hundreds of people's lives completely perfect. Like you would never have to worry about no one that you're ever related to would ever have to worry about anything ever again for decades. And you're going to say no. That is such a lie. That's a lie and a half. And people will say in the chat right now too, they'll be like, no, I would never. And I'm like, you're a fucking liar. You are, statistically speaking, you are a liar. 99.999 down the damn row would do that. But you'll see like half the chat will say, no, I wouldn't. Half the chat are telling you they would refuse $10 billion to say, I don't agree. And then they walk away and it doesn't have any bearing on their life. They'll say they actively will not take $10 billion in that situation. It doesn't affect anybody. You just have to say no. And they're like, my pride isn't worth $10 billion. And I'm like, you make like $27,000 a year at McDonald's as a shift manager. You're telling me you wouldn't take the $10 billion? No, it's not worth it to my pride. I have too many morals in this place. I'm like, dude, you just banged a fucking $25 hooker like in Shreveport, Louisiana last night. What do you mean your pride isn't? Like, it's lies. It's all bullshit. And I will lose like another 14 subs for saying this. But it's a lie.
I just unsubbed to you, by the way. You have no
you son How dare you? Convincing others about the
By the way, if I drop out, it's not my phone losing power. It's that I'm disgusted.
Real quick, Patrick T says convincing others about the science behind infinity is my life goal. Helena says, I know she's gonna say it. I will never birth a person. I know. I damn can barely wield a knife, but I'll still kick your ass. You shit. You ain't gonna do nothing. She's all talk. I know. I've met her 100 times. And more, it says you need to ask Robert Barnes about the vaccine. They might lose their immunity because they didn't follow the vaccine approval rule. The guidelines outlined in the bill that was passed in court right now. Well, I mean, apparently, natural immunity is better now from what I read in the last report. But I don't keep up with it too much because I don't care anymore. It's like over. I don't care anymore. But I did read a report like a few weeks ago that said that natural immunity is actually better because the other immunity wears off.
Oh, you don't say, like every other disease,
every other virus in the history of the world.
Yeah,
there was a reason the Native Americans died of smallpox from those blankets, and nobody on the ship, well, maybe a few of them on the ship did, but
yep.
It was almost as if people that were exposed to smallpox for hundreds upon hundreds of years developed an immunity, and the ones that were just exposed to it didn't. Crazy.
Yeah. It's the thing that was weird to me is there was actively people on Twitter claiming that natural immunity was a myth because they didn't.
Fucking retarded.
They were like, "Nah, we you need a vaccine. Natural immunity is not. It's a myth." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
You know what was weird? They actually had a real vaccine for this.
Take you back my lock.
They actually had a vaccine, which was the traditional vaccine, which was a little bit of COVID, and which is what most vaccines are, and that was from Johnson & Johnson. Yeah. And then that was only on the market for like 2 or 3 months, and then they were like, "Oh, this is really bad for you." And then the other ones came, which were the like the spike protein ones, the ones with the RNA.
Yeah.
And fucking, they pushed all of that, and those are the ones that everybody's having a reaction to. They actually had a real fucking vaccine that was probably harmless. Yep. No one's having any reaction to that. But they really want that RNA, and I think that's why, because that shit changes your DNA, and I swear to God, I think there's going to be, Bill Gates is a big population control. I think there's a percentage of people that are just going to get sterile from it. That's my fucking crazy conspiracy theory, but...
Dude, I wouldn't put it past any of these people. Helena, I'm going to read her chat again because she's yelling at me. I won't birth anyone into the strife that is my life. I'd make a horrible wife, can barely wield a knife, but I'll still kick your ass. Are you trying to damn write poetry to me? You trying to write? Is it
trying to seduce you?
She's in like California somewhere. It'd take her way. I would totally have been. I would not be interested by the time she gets here. I'll be too done.
You got to start calling her Mrs. Robinson.
What's that mean?
Mrs. Robinson, are you trying to seduce me?
Oh shit! I don't even get the reference.
You've never seen The Graduate?
No.
You've never seen? You've never
He
seen?
said no.
No.
Add it to your list.
Yeah.
Watch
Absolutely.
The Graduate. I think you'll like it.
Okay. Well, I'll watch that. Before we get
Well,
off,
I'll
here
watch that.
get off here tonight, I want to speak to something. By the way, we're 40 likes away from 700, 480 from Fight Milk. So I think everybody escaped Fight Milk. Luckily, thank God.
I've been drinking whiskey just in case.
Here, I'm going to do something real quick. Here, let me copy and paste this. I want you guys to do me a favor. WickedVirtue was kind enough to join the show tonight. I'm putting her link in the chat right now. Damn it, right damn now. It's right there currently. And I want you guys to go give her some love on the YouTubes. I watched her stream the other night, and it was like super entertaining. And I just watched it for like an hour or two.
Yeah, I just started doing a podcast on YouTube, so
yeah,
not just on Twitch anymore.
And I was like, well, this is great. This is great content. They were talking about a lot of fun stuff. They're talking about the Little Mermaid and shit. And I was like active in chat, and it was a great time. So yeah, definitely go give some love to WickedVirtue. She's only 450 away. 450 away, boys, from 1K. So get the hell on it, dog on it. I'll keep posting the link in the chat. But yeah.
Wait, how do you guys know each other?
I randomly was recommended her channel like the other day, and I just watched it, and they were talking about Little Mermaid and how it was dumb as fuck. And I was like, and then I was just, watching it, and it was great. And I was like, this is fun. And I watched it for like an hour, and I was just like eating food and just chilling. But it was great. So because I watch a lot of streams, man. When I'm not streaming, like I watch Simpcast, which is kind of hard sometimes because you guys will get on the freaking topic of bullshit. You're going to talk about makeup, or you'll start doing that weird girl thing where you guys all start complimenting each other, and it's annoying.
Or fucking start talking about fucking astronomy or astrology.
Oh my god.
Astronomy.
Oh my god. I'm such a Virgo. Oh my god. Wait, what moon are we in? Shut up.
Oh my
fucking
god.
lunatic.
Oh, Zia, you're so funny. You're such an asparagus.
Yeah, you're such an asparagus.
Aquarius, but all right.
You're such
an Aquarius.
I'm an asparagus in the Kings of Leon.
Major League Ginger says shout out to the clip channel. Yes, I have a clip channel called Camelot Live. You guys can take a gander at it. It's in the description of the stream. Yeah, it's a clip channel called Camelot Live, and it's clips from every single CamelCast I do, like 3 to 4 or 5 clips per CamelCast. Get the hell on it, doggone. Ginger wants me to shout it out because he's in charge of the channel, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, I want you guys to watch my stuff."
I don't see it in the description.
You lying? You're lying to me. You're a filthy lie. All right, let me pull it up.
It's not in there.
I'm in Indiana now.
I'm in Indiana now.
I'm in like 3 states during this whole stream.
Yep.
Here we go. Here's the clip channel. There you go. I got it. Look, it's all you have to do is type in !alt in the chat, you bitches. By the way, my bot has it covered. Jesus, guys. Thank you, Outlaw 2, real quick, for the locals tip. I appreciate you so much. Thanks to everybody that supported your boy in this stream, and of course on Rumble as well. You guys are goated as hell. Minor Zarkon, Daramuth, Zucchini, and Imorsk. Thank you so much. I love you. You guys are goated as hell. And I'm gonna give everybody a chance to get some love in because we have been live for 3. I kind of want to just keep going forever, but I'm
all right with that.
I drank like 2 monsters, man. I drank like 2 monsters, and it was rough. Chrissy was mean mugging me when I met Anna. It was weird. So Patrick, were you there? Are you guys just all boys? You guys friends?
He was at MegaCon. I don't remember Chrissy mean mugging you, but I was pretty much every con I go to, I'm just like, all right, I'm getting drunk or high.
Same, 100%. That's all. That's what I would do when I go to cons. I just get drunk. That's all I want to do. And it's just because it's like I said earlier, it's because drinking with friends is like 10 times cooler than everything else. Like so, like just me and CECIL could be just by ourselves, like at a bar, just drinking. It's the greatest thing ever. Like so. That's the whole point. I love it. I love that. And that's what all I look forward to. I could give 2 shits about seeing the sights, boys. Like I've done it. I've been there, done that. I don't give a damn about going to this place or this place.
Yeah, I don't even care if I go into the con anymore at this point. Especially my story. I really don't care about like animation.
I just do it now because that's where like everybody is. So I have to go in and like meet up with everybody, and then I'll like
I
walk
love
around.
Comic Cons. I used to work at my local one before I moved. It's a bit smaller, but it was pretty decent. It's fun to see the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Talk with all the
I like
celebrities.
Comic Cons. My story is like I don't really need to go back, but
Yeah.
But if
I like
everybody's
more like
hanging
the
out,
B level ones, like
better.
the A-list. I feel like they appreciate their fans a little bit more.
Yeah.
and
Not
they're more.
that there's anything
more
wrong with A-listers. I'm sure there's nice ones, but from what I've seen, they actually care. Like they want to talk to you, and sometimes they want to know more about you as well. And they seem very genuine, and just excited that you're there for them.
Yeah. I do hope
Cincinnati was kind of cool. Like it was
I
like
did. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed that. I don't. I do hope you do go to Matsuri. Real quick, Blue Gundam says I don't understand the appeal of getting drunk. I did not either until I was in my 30s. I didn't start drinking until I was 27, and even then, like there was times where I wouldn't drink for like 6 months because I just didn't really think about it. And then, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's because I got older. I don't know what the hell happened, but like,
it'll age you. That's why I look so young, clean living.
Yeah, when I get to like cons or like go hang out, like it's just kind of nice to sip on something. I don't like try to get blackout drunk or anything, even though that did happen in Vegas once. But usually I'll just get pretty tipsy. I'll drink a few claws, maybe a Jack and Coke, and I'm good. And it just
That's how you know you're a natural, when you can do it without even trying.
Yeah. Thank you, Billy Hattrick. We have a naked snake. I'll do it on locals. Do naked snake on locals because there's a lot of people on here and I don't want to get naked in front of everybody. I was gonna do it because if Cecil could do it, but Cecil's driving, so I'm not about to get naked in front of Anna and Amanda in front of everybody.
I'm really not drinking with you right now.
But I will do it, or I'll do it on.
I said for the kids that are listening, I'm not drinking whiskey right now.
Yeah.
The kids that are listening. Yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of them.
But dude, I do need a shout out to Billy Hatcher. That we've hit, I think, naked snake like 137 times now, which in a row, which is undamnbelievable. So I appreciate you guys so much. I love you, appreciate you. And Helena says, "You girls are absolutely gorgeous. This is for you, Snake."
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You guys get a little snake for some reason. I don't know what that means, but still.
I don't know what that means.
It's like you get this little snake. It's like, Helena, you're a woman. What you talking about? I feel like if a guy said that, that's way scarier. You get this snake. Like,
yeah, it would be
a little. I get that snake. You mean penis? Because that's what I feel like you mean. It's penis. Real quick, Anna, or that. So you posted a Vampirella today on Instagram, Thirst Trap.
Thirst Trap.
I love how I immediately open Instagram and it's just freaking Ashton, just naked. All right, hold on. Oh fuck, I accidentally locked it. God damn it! All right.
No, that's from her next calendar.
Okay, so she's gonna be Vampirella. So the Vampirella thing that's gonna be on your calendar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the next calendar I'm doing is a swimsuit calendar. So I've already posted some. So I have Vampirella, Marilyn Monroe, Savage Land Rogue, and then Lilu from Fifth Element. Those are all the ones that I've posted so far.
Yeah, well, that's good. Hell yeah. Speaking
and
of
then I've been posting a lot of painting stuff on my art Instagram, which I'm more happy about. I finally started learning how to make reels because Instagram's like, we're not gonna give you any kind of reach if you don't make reels. So I've been trying to learn how to do that, and I feel like such a boomer. I'm like,
yeah, I don't like doing any of that shit. I just repost my shorts. I just repost my shorts, and it never.
I don't even make shorts. I don't know how.
Yeah. Well, I don't make them. My editor I don't make that shit. He makes them, and they don't do shit. They do absolutely nothing. They get like 10 views. I don't really understand how all of it works. And I made one the other day. It was hilarious. I laughed my ass off. And I was like, damn, this is great short. It's hilarious. And I posted it and it did well. I think it got like 400 likes on Instagram, but on YouTube, it got like 1,000 views. And I'm like, well, that's, in comparison, because it just did, because on Instagram, it got way more than 1,000 views. It's weird. And Instagram, I have no following. So I don't really know how any of it works. It all seems really, really silly to me. But unfortunately, that one guy from YouTube did that interview like a month ago said if you didn't do shorts on YouTube coming in the future, they will no longer push your channel at all because they're trying to completely take over the TikTok market. That's kind of what they want to do. Patrick says, I went to 2022 MegaCon to meet Anna and Jay. Brittany was shockingly nice. Can't lie. Brittany wasn't nice to me, but it's probably I zoomed in on her boobies, and I think that ruined everything for Brittany for me. Like now, like she won't come on my show. She hates me, and it's all because I zoomed in on her boobies once as a joke. That's a damn joke, dude. I don't even care about boobies. I'm an ass guy. You know, it's a joke. And yeah, that's life. Real quick, let's get Amanda. Is there anything that you want to shill on the show today before we log the hell off here? Channels, Instagram, stuff like that.
Yeah, I have if you go on my account, I have a link tree that has everything. But yeah, I have Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, all of it.
Instagram.
And I also do cosplays too, so I have
phone.
locals as well.
All right, I'm gonna post that real quick. So this is her channel. There's a link tree on your channel, right? Oh, I just posted my channel. It's pretty hilarious.
I do. I have it. It's in my Instagram bio if that's easier to get to.
That's funny. I literally just posted my own channel on the chat.
Or on like one of my most recent videos on YouTube. It's in the description.
All right, here we go.
I do talk. I just don't talk over people. I'm polite. So I was just being quiet and letting everyone else talk. I promise. I talk a lot. I'm Italian. What do you mean? I talk a lot.
Yeah, when you when you come on shows like these, I learned when I first started doing like flashcasts and shit, I would be real quiet a lot because I like didn't really know when to like jump it. Now I'm like, dude, fuck it, I just jump on it. Like,
Yeah.
talking now, I just jump over people like because it's just how it is now, I guess. Because there's just a lot of people, right? Which is
Yeah, everyone kind of gets it. You don't. It's not rude unless you're like overly obnoxious and being rude. Nobody really gets offended by, the flow combo.
Yeah, that's true.
No, we're not.
Well, next time I'll just jump in.
You show up when it's super chats time and you just steamroll everyone.
Oh my God! Hey, share my screen for a second. Let's watch the scene from this B movie from 1981. Or let's rewind and watch the butt sex scene from what is it called? What is that movie called?
Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain, just over and over. Just watch. Look at him spit in his hand. It's not enough spit. That's CECIL. Like an hour the other day.
Not enough. I said, yeah.
Where's all the spit at? There's more. Did you hear that? There's no spit in it. You got to spit on it. Yeah, you do, man. I'm sure CECIL doesn't have any
problem.
Oh wait, no, CECIL has a Tuesday show.
I have a Tuesday show. I'm going to try to do it. It's set up. I'll see if I'll be able to do it.
Yeah,
I don't have internet work. So yeah, tomorrow night at 9:30 Eastern on CECIL Says.
Yeah, dude, and
you're welcome to jump on.
I think I'll be on Legal Mindset, but I'm not sure. I think I'll be on.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
I might do both of them. I might
do both of them.
I might leave his and then come to yours halfway through.
You're not doing that. You'll do nothing of the sort. You're not invited now.
Thank you, Ashley. I love you. I appreciate you. Here is Cecil's channel in the chat real quick. He is now doing a Tuesday show, which has been doing really, really well. I've noticed like it's always like 1,200 people in there every damn stream. So that's kick ass. And then we all know Anna's got she's the largest creator here, which is annoying.
It's just annoying.
I know, it's especially annoying considering I haven't done anything on my channel in like 3 months.
Yeah,
I was going to yell at you today about that.
I've been packaging calendars every fucking day. It never ends, guys. This next one, I honestly think I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and get a distributor because it's like I wake up and I package them and then it just never ends. It never fucking ends.
Good thing, Helena. Good thing. That's what I'm doing right now. I would do the same thing. Dude, if I made like 150 grand on a damn calendar like 3 times, you best believe I'll package calendars. This is all I'll do. This is my job now.
Well, that's the thing because it's like what some people, they charge you like 30 to 40 grand to fulfill something. And I was like, I will just do it myself and save like 90% of that, right? But then it's like you don't have time for anything else. So like when you messaged me, Kamala, I was literally driving to the post office to drop off a couple hundred packages. Yeah. And I was like, this is my break right now.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. Like that's what I would be doing too. I would be. I don't even worry about YouTube, like, because that's like if that's what you can do. Now, granted, there's also the like fact that maybe like the reason you had so much success with the calendar is because you have such a big following, and you don't want that to fall away. I guess. Does that make sense?
So yeah, once I'm done with this, I'll jump back into it. But I have to have a better game plan for the next one because there's no way I can take this much time off of YouTube. But
just stay in shape. Just stay in shape.
That's what I'm here to yell at her.
Yeah, just stay in shape, man. Just stay in shape. Derek Tracy said we do Fight Milk. No, we were 440 away at the end from the Fight Milk. Everybody wants me to make a calendar. Yeah, okay. No one's gonna buy that bullshit. All right. I drink too much. I just kept drinking, man. Just kept drinking too much. Unfortunately, I will have another CamelCast Wednesday. It's going to be one of the more anticipated ones because it's Drexel.
That'll be fun.
That's going to be rough. It's going to be brutal.
I'll be listening because I'm going to be signing my book all day and night. Signing.
The Drexel show is going to be a lot of fun. Because it's going to get real raunchy. I'll definitely will lose subs. Speaking of losing subs, I'm 25 subs away from 218,000. That'd be cool to get. Patrick T says, "Can I get a 9/11 acknowledgement for my birthday, Anna?" What does that mean?
Yes, happy birthday.
9/11 acknowledgement. What is 9/11?
I'm retarded. That's basically what that is.
Oh, that makes
Anna thought 9/11 was in November.
No.
What?
She said September.
I just got it mixed up. I'm retarded.
Oh my God.
Her dyslexia. She thought it was November 9th, I think.
Yeah.
It was like the blondest moment I've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, well, you were like what, 2 years old when it happened?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I was very young myself.
I was in seventh.
I wasn't working on Wall Street.
I was literally in 7th grade, and we watched it on TV all day. It was great. So,
That's great.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. Well, I was a kid. I didn't care. I was like, oh, the building fell. Wow, look at it falling. Like I was a kid, right? And I remember I guess I wasn't old enough because there were some kids that were crying. And I was just
those kids were the kids that weren't psychopaths.
Yeah, I was just watching it like, oh, look, that's cool. There's another plane. Boom. And I was like, oh, wow, that was wild. And I didn't
Those were the kids with empathy.
Yeah, and then I got home and my sister said that we were going to get murdered by Middle Easterns, and I started crying, I think.
Now you start
Now I'm
crying.
scared.
When did it touch you like that?
It's my problem. I'm gonna get murdered, man. Because I was a stupid ass. I thought they were gonna literally come to the house and like kill me because I was stupid. I was like,
Just you. Just gonna come get you.
Specifically me.
I
Like, show me
forget
my
how
truth.
old I was. Wait, hold on. I'm 39 now. You can figure out how old I was. It changes every year.
Yeah, I remember like thinking that they were gonna come to my trailer park. But they're gonna come get me. They're gonna come to my trailer park and kill my ass. And I'm a dumbass, so that never happened. Obviously. But yeah.
You're here. So.
Yeah, it all worked out. I'm old as hell.
Yet.
Yeah,
Hasn't
they're gonna
happened
still
yet,
show up.
Cody.
I won't be at the trailer park though. If they show up there, I won't be there. That's like hours away from where I was. So, all right, bitches. I appreciate you guys coming on, Amanda. I appreciate you, Anna.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Very short notice. I apologize. And CECIL, I appreciate you joining and
I
driving
appreciate
and
you
hanging
guys because I would have been bored out of my skull driving across.
driving to Chicago to sign some books. Well, I'll let you know if I'll pop in Tuesday. I might just, since I'm already doing Andrew, I might just could join in halfway through. Unless you don't want me to. I guess I'll just off myself. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Play it by
Wait,
ear.
are you gonna? So Flash isn't gonna host this week because he's out of town. Are you gonna come on Flashcast this week? I'm hosting it again.
I
Apparently.
will be. I have a race Saturday night in North Carolina.
Gosh dang it!
First one of the year, boys. First race of the year. I just finished my car. Worked on it the last 3 days. So yeah, I'll be there instead. And Sunday I have a race too. I think Sunday I have a race too. I think they were doing just a money race on Sunday with the same like people. And I'm like, well, all right, cool. It's gonna work out. Pretty excited about that. So yeah, no stream Saturday.
I'm gonna give you a little advice.
What's that? What did you say?
Try to
Cecil?
win.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Try to win.
Try to win. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. There's guys that are like champions of actual NASCAR in this, and they're gonna rip my asshole open. So that's what's gonna happen. Zimmer says, "What are you running?" I'm running a 2007 NASCAR Cup car. It's a Dodge R5 engine, and a Call Lofty. What the hell we call Lofty for? All right, boys. Make sure you guys like the stream on the way out. I appreciate you guys so much. All the people in the Rumble, make sure you like it. Give WickedVirtue some love. Please post her channel again in the chat if you don't mind.
Thank you.
And let's see if I can raid Nick Ricada. Look at that. Let's do that. Get the hell on it. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. And Wednesday will be Drexel. Get the hell on it, doggone it. Hell yeah. Excited.